This is Friday Night Rivals, presented by Faulkner Subaru.
Week 5 brings us to Bishop McDevitt, Rocco Ortenzio Stadium in Harrisburg for a Mid-Penn Conference Keystone Division showdown. 2-2 Cedar Cliff Colts against the 4-0 Bishop McDevitt Crusaders. It's CBS 21's Friday Night Rivals, presented by Faulkner Subaru. Hi again, everybody. Great to see you. I'm Phil Shaner alongside my partner, Colin Riccabon. We start with Cedar Cliff. You have to know where Bobby Whalen is all night long, because this kid is a playmaker.
Yeah, he certainly is. Just under 1,300 yards last year, 17 touchdowns. This is a player that gives a defensive coordinator fits, and tonight, Cedar Cliff, the Colts will need Whalen to have a big game.
Bishop McDevitt, quarterback. He's a senior now. Chase Deal, well, he is dealing it. No interceptions through 4 games, just huge numbers.
17 touchdowns. He's got weapons all over the football field. He is the leader on the offense. He's the field general. If he is, as you said, dealing tonight, it's going to be a long night for Cedar Cliff.
Faulkner Subaru keys to the game. We start with the visitors in Cedar Cliff.
Yeah, don't give up big plays if that is possible. Look around that Bishop McDevitt offense, and boy, oh boy, that's a tall order. Force turnovers. You have to get the ball. Takeaways from Bishop McDevitt to stay in the football game. For McDevitt, stop Whalen if that's possible. A lot of defensive coordinators have tried to, and it's very difficult. And win the battle on the line of scrimmage. In a game like this, offensive line, defensive line, so key.
Hard to believe we reached the halfway point of the high school football regular season. They're tailgating at Bishop McDevitt for tonight's Colts Crusaders battle on CBS 21's Friday Night Rivals, presented by Faulkner Subaru. The kickoff when we get back.
SVS Sports Director Jim Cantafio knows how to develop successful football teams and players. A Pennsylvania Hall of Fame coach, Cantafio has built the #1 football camps on the East Coast. SVS offers camps for teams, quarterbacks, and all positions, as well as personal instruction. SVS Sports is located at Spooky Nook, the premier indoor training facility in Lancaster County. Take your game to the next level. Sign up now at svssports.com.
Back at Rocco Ortenzio Stadium for the Colts and the Crusaders, just in time for the national anthem sung by the Bishop McDevitt students. Starting to feel a little bit like football weather here at the halfway point of the high school football regular season. Rocco Ortenzio Stadium tonight for Cedar Cliff and Bishop McDevitt. Cedar Cliff 2-2 coming into the game. They opened the season with a big shutout win and then dropped 2 in a row to Cocalico and Harrisburg. Win over Hollidaysburg last week, and they're sitting at 2-2. Let's head down to our third member of our broadcast team, Jeff Jajeski. Jeff?
Thank you, Phil. Guys, you will see a lot of orange around the stadium, both on and off the field. Tonight is the Orange for Owen game here at Bishop McDevitt. In 2011, an 8-year-old Owen Brzezinski was killed by a distracted driver. They've done this now here at Bishop McDevitt, wearing orange on the Orange for Owen game to support and bring awareness to distracted driving. They've taken the pledge, no distracted driving, and that is why they are wearing orange here tonight. We'll hear more from the parents of Owen at halftime later on. Back up to you.
Thank you, Jeff. Looking forward to that. Bishop McDevitt comes into tonight's game 4-0. Big win over Cumberland Valley to open the season, then a win over Gettysburg. They beat Middletown 40-14, and last week a 49-2 win over Redland. They're averaging about 580 yards of total offense. The first 3 weeks they put up over 600 yards of total offense. The offensive numbers have been a little mind-blowing, and we'll get into them throughout the night here tonight. Bishop McDevitt will receive the ball to kick off week number 5. Tynus Becker is back there. Becker's put up huge numbers. Going to Old Dominion, 10 touchdowns already this season. He'll get the opening kickoff in and out of his hands at the 19-yard line. Has a hard time picking it up and goes nowhere on the return on our Feather Law Group kickoff. He was tackled immediately at the 18-yard line, and that's where Bishop McDevitt will start offensively. And offensively, they have been very good, led by Chase Steele, who started quarterback his sophomore year when he took over for Bowers, who got hurt, and he certainly has grown up the last couple of years, and he is on fire. Here's our Renewal by Anderson starters for Bishop McDevitt. Of course, this team has 2 outstanding Division I wide receivers in Becker and Burnett, and they have been awesome. Burnett going to Syracuse. We already talked about Becker, and there's your Renewal by Anderson offense. 4 starters back on that offensive line. 4 seniors on that offensive line and a junior, and the offensive line has played well. But a false start penalty on Bishop McDevitt will move them back 5 yards to start this game. So 1st and 15 for Chase Deal. Deal 17 touchdowns, no interceptions. Gets the quick hitter to Becker. Becker in space is dangerous to the 30-yard line and knocked out of bounds at the 32. So a big gain right off the bat and a first down for Bishop McDevitt. You get the ball to Becker in space, it's dangerous.
Yeah, here it is, Phil. Deal right out to number 6. Plenty of space for him to run, a lot of physicality. You have to bring him down all night long. If they can get that pass going between Deal and Becker, this Cedar Cliff defense will be on their heels.
Capital Blue Cross first down, 1st and 10 for the Crusaders on the 32-yard line. Deal sends Claire in motion, and the give to Reyes Diggs. It's across the 35-yard line down to the 36, so not a bad first down run for the senior Reyes Diggs. Let's take a look at Cedar Cliff Colts starting defense, Renewal by Anderson, and they are led by their linebacker Donovan Ball. 38 tackles, 3 sacks. He leads the team in both those categories. Their linebackers are good. Kevin Lusk has played big, and Rusto at the defensive end has 2.5 sacks. There's your Colts starting defense, brought to you by Renewal by Anderson. 2nd and 6 after the 4-yard gain by Reyes Diggs from the 36 for the Crusaders. Just underway, week 5. The give again to Reyes Diggs. Across the 45-yard line and down to the 48. A Capital Blue Cross first down run. A pickup of 14 yards by Reyes Diggs.
And Reyes Diggs hobbling off the field a little bit, which is not a good sign for Bishop McDevitt, but here's the run right here, and this is about a balanced offense. We talk so much about the passing of Deal. They want to get the ground game going, and a nice pickup there, but you can see that Reyes Diggs grabs his ankle.
Logan O'Grady leads that offensive line. As I mentioned, 4 seniors on that offensive line. A bunch of guys that are 2-year, some are 3-year starters on that O-line. 1st and 10 from the 48. Deal, time to throw. Here comes the pressure. Gets the completion to Burnett at midfield, and he's knocked out of bounds in Colts territory at the 46-yard line. Burnett heading to Syracuse. He has 11 touchdowns receiving this year.
And look at Deal right here. Again, seeing a little bit of pressure come up, but had some time back there. You just talked about the offensive line. When you have an experienced offensive line, again, they know how to pass block very, very well. And for Deal right there, he had plenty of time, and he gets it out to his top target in Nazir Burnett.
Burnett had 2 catches last week, but both of them were touchdowns. He's averaging 159 yards per game receiving the football. Dino Babers in Syracuse excited to have him come to Syracuse next year. Another penalty on Bishop McDevitt, their 2nd of the night. So 2 false start penalties to open this opening drive for the Crusaders, and then he'll move the ball back to midfield on the 5-yard penalty. There's Coach Wechter talking to his senior quarterback, Jeff Wechter, longtime coach here at Bishop McDevitt. 21 seasons, got his 200th win at Bishop McDevitt a few weeks ago. He's 201 and 59 as the McDevitt head football coach. Chase Deal, time to throw, goes far sideline, has a receiver and the completion, and that is Becker for a Capital Blue Cross first down. You give Deal time, and that's dangerous. The senior with the big pass completion to Becker for the Capital Blue Cross first down.
Yeah, Coach Wechter said this week that mentally this quarterback in Deal is just so smart when he gets the football, has a great ability to check in and out of plays, and really just light years of where he was as a sophomore quarterback, and here he is as a senior leading this team. Phil, with Reyes Diggs out, you're looking at Claire and Donnelly in the backfield for the running attack.
Becker with a 12-yard pickup on the pass play from Deal, and then a 1st and 10 on the Colts 38-yard line. Opening drive, Colts showing some pressure at the line of scrimmage, and here they come. And they blow it up immediately. Donnelly gets blown up immediately, and a helmet is off. Wow, what a play by Donovan Ball. His 38th tackle of the season and his 7th and a half tackle for a loss. He was in the backfield in a hurry. Here comes Big 40.
Yeah, 5'10", 205, Phil. He's very physical, and there he is, busting through the line at 102 tackles last season. This is your playmaker on defense for Cedar Cliff, and you just saw him in action right there.
Ball is the captain, the leader of that defense. He's been outstanding. Very physical player. The top defensive player on the Colts team. Deal has time to throw on a 2nd and 13. Now steps up in the pocket, eyes still down the field. He'll keep it himself. Gets up to the 35-yard line before he's out of bounds. So good coverage by the Colts downfield. Deal looked and then had a run.
Yeah, Cedar Cliff is going to stick with the defensive plan, but right here you see Deal had plenty of time to look down the field. Great max protection. Everybody giving Deal, number 11, opportunity, keep his eyes down the football field, but give a lot of credit to that secondary of Cedar Cliff. They were all over his prime targets.
8-yard pickup for Deal on the run. Will bring up a 3rd and 6, 9 minutes to go here, first quarter. 3rd and 6 for the Crusaders, working at the Colts 34-yard line. This is the Keystone opener for Cedar Cliff. Crusaders already 1-0 in the Keystone division. Deal, plenty of time, fires, open midfield. Down to the 1-yard line, big pass play to Carson Martz. Big target, the tight end, 6'2", 195-pound senior. Gets the ball across the middle and takes it down to the 2. Capital Blue Cross first down.
Yeah, there's Dealing right there as Martz is open in the middle of the field. He looked all around. Again, a lot of time to throw the football. We talked about the protection that he gets, and Deal finds his way getting the ball to number 13, and they are knocking on the door of the Crusaders going down the field. Now, Cedar Cliff's the type of defense that's the bend, don't break. Here they are now, backed up on their own goal line, trying to make a stand early.
That was Martz's just 2nd catch of the season. Deal will keep it himself, reaches for the pylon across the goal line, and they're going to say he's down just short of the goal line. He tried to stretch that football out across the goal line, and I think Deal went the wrong way. It looked like they were going to try to get the ball to Claire, the transfer from Elizabethtown, who was in that backfield. Watch 44. He goes one way. Deal goes the other. There was no one there to hand it to.
Yeah, there was no one there to hand it to, and nice play defensively to keep Deal from trying to stretch across that goal line. Trying to make a play, Deal, and senior quarterback in his mind probably said, I should have went the other way, but you know what, let me try to make something happen here.
This opening drive started at the 19-yard line for the Crusaders. They have it down to the 1-yard line, 1 yard away from getting into the end zone. The Colts trying to fight and keep them out of the end zone, but not the case. Bishop McDevitt is on the board with the Planet Fitness touchdown for Bishop McDevitt. With 7:45 to go first quarter, they go on a 81-yard drive. Into the end zone is Devin Clare, the junior, transfer from Elizabethtown, joining Bishop McDevitt, and he's on the board for his first touchdown as a Crusader.
Yeah, 6'1", 230. It's going to take a lot to stop him from a yard out, and powers his way across the goal line.
Connor is on for the extra point for Bishop McDevitt. Kick is up, and the extra point is good. Bishop McDevitt strikes first. They're up 7-0. We'll hear from the Colts. They'll have the ball offensively when we come back. Becker with 2 catches, Burnett with a catch, Reyes Diggs with a big run, and Bishop McDevitt. Claire 1-yard touchdown run, an 81-yard drive, puts them on the board, 7-0. Our Feather Law Group kickoff goes out of bounds. The Colts will get an opportunity to get the ball offensively. Cedar Cliff again, 2-2 on the season. Opened up with a big win over Governor Mifflin, 30-0, and then 2 losses to Calico and Harrisburg last week. Big win over Hollidaysburg. Let's take a look at the renewal by Anderson starting offense for the Colts. Chris Dare is the quarterback. Last year split some time with Bobby Whalen. You're going to have to know where 14 is at all times. And very undersung is tailback Raheem Morris. 3 out of the 4 games this year over 100 yards for Morris. He's been outstanding for the Colts. Colts will throw a lot of different things at you offensively. Dare gets it out of the backfield to Morris. Morris is very good catching the ball out of the backfield, and a good 6-yard pickup on a first down. The pass to Morris, 6-yard gain.
Yeah, Morris will spread back. He's undersized, Phil, but you said it. He can go out of multiple formations. He can go out of the eye. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. And right there you saw him with a nice reception and good pickup of 6 yards on first down, trying to get the Cedar Cliff offense rolling.
He had 166 yards and 2 touchdowns on 19 carries in their win over Hollidaysburg last week. And out of the I formation now. Ball's in motion in the backfield. They give to Morris. Morris goes nowhere. Great job by Bishop McDevitt's defense to get into the backfield before Morris can get going.
Yeah, Dre Donnelly, the senior, 6'2", 215. The defensive back comes in and makes the play, stopping it before it even gets started. And there's that McDevitt defense again, getting to the run and stopping the run.
Renewal by Anderson, starting defense for the Crusaders. You talk about Donnelly. That's his 7th tackle for a loss. He leads the team in that category. Also big numbers by Claire. Melendez, also the defensive end position, has done well. 1 sack, caused 2 fumbles this year for this Crusaders defense. Dare rolling, firing, going deep down the far sideline. Ball was thrown short and it's incomplete. Looking for Reynolds. Reynolds with 17 catches this season. That ball was underthrown. He nearly came back for it, but incomplete.
Yeah, Ben Marsico on the coverage there, number 1. But again, the ball just a little bit underthrown, tried to come down with it. Marsico trying to come up with another interception, had a couple interceptions a week ago. 3
interceptions for Marsico on the season. He also has an interception, a return for a touchdown. 4th and 7, where the Colts are going to have to punt the football away. Ball goes out of bounds at the 45-yard line, and that's where Bishop McDevitt will have the football. Time for our Subway Scholar athletes. Of course, Subway, the 2 Scholar athletes eligible for a $3,000 scholarship to be presented at the end of the season, courtesy of Subway. Olivia Wagner of Cedar Cliff, field hockey and softball, also outstanding in the classroom. And she told me today she got her acceptance letter from Mansfield. That's where she'll be going to play field hockey and continuing her studies.
Congratulations, Olivia.
Olivia Wagner, and then Josh Dewar, the offensive lineman, football, baseball, basketball. I spoke to Josh live on CBS 21 News at 5:40 tonight. Josh is excited. Congratulations to both Josh and Olivia. Here's a little trick play, throwing the football as they try to get the ball out. Esterly, the freshman in the game, throws the football. And, you know, you'll have that every once in a while. Take a look at it on the replay.
Yeah, here it is. Deal.
Yeah,
and that is Burnett trying to throw the football down the field, and just not enough for Becker.
So Burnett was trying to get the ball to Becker. That little trick play. Interesting call there, and the first down, and now a 2nd and 10. Deal. Fires. Completion made at the 40-yard line. And out of bounds, Burnett, his 2nd catch of the night. Picks up a Capital Blue Cross first down.
Yeah, Nasir Burnett, I mean, just talked about his numbers. Week 1, 134, 2 touchdowns. Week 2, 258, 3 touchdowns. Week 3, 223, 4 touchdowns. You talked about last week, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns. He just finds his way all over the football field, Phil, and he comes right back to the ball. He knew his quarterback needed to get rid of it, and there's number 9 on the receiving end.
31 catches now in the season for Burnett, and 11 touchdowns to go with it. 1st and 10. Crusaders again working in Colts territory at the 36-yard line with a 7-0 lead. Claire scored from 1 yard out. Cedars keep it on the ground. Reyes Diggs with the carry. Picks up a couple of yards, 4-yard pickup by Reyes Diggs. And let's head down to the sidelines to Jeff. What do you got, Jeff?
Well, Phil, you just saw the first carry after coming back into the game by the running back, Reyes Diggs. He had that ankle brace off on the sideline. They were stretching it out. They were working on it. It looked like either an ankle or a calf injury on that left leg with that ankle brace already there for Reyes Diggs.
C.J. Reyes Diggs, the 6 foot, 190-pound senior, 188 yards and 1 rushing touchdown. There's our All Better Urgent Care injury report on Reyes Diggs. 2nd and 8 from the 34. Deal from the gun. Scans the field. He's going to run it himself. Has running room as flags fly, and Deal's going to take it to the house, but this one's coming back. 4 penalty markers on the playing surface. Going to be a holding penalty and bring the Deal 34-yard run back with McDevitt's 3rd penalty of the night. They might say that's defensive hold. That touchdown might stand.
Holding. On the defense, that penalty will be assessed when you kick off.
There you go, 34-yard touchdown run by Chase Deal. So the penalties were not on the Crusaders, but on the Colts. And there's your Planet Fitness touchdown. Chase Deal in from 35 yards out. He just keeps it himself.
Yeah, it was that holding on the outside on the receiver, and Chase Deal had great blocking up front from his offensive line. Again, the hold on the outside on one of his receivers. And Deal had a walk to the end zone. Great speed by the quarterback.
Chase Deal with the rushing touchdown. And the point after is up, and it is good. Crusaders put 2 early scores on the board. This offense is so powerful. There goes Deal for the touchdown on CBS 21's Friday Night Rivals. Defensive holding on the Colts, and Chase Deal ran it in from 35 yards out for the 2nd Crusaders touchdown. It's 14-0, and Orange out tonight for a very special reason, and Jeff will have more on that coming up at the half. Time for our Feather Law Group kickoff.
You know, Phil, Chase Deal is usually the one dealing. He says, deal me in with that little run into the end zone.
Yeah, as wide open as that was, you would think there was some kind of offensive holding, but they had a defensive holding on Cedar Cliff. Here's our Feather Law Group kickoff. Touchback. Good, powerful kick there on the kickoff. Coming up next week, Tri-Valley Conference, our annual Tri-Valley Conference game. 3-1 Upper Dolphin, the Trojans. At 2-2 Susquehanna, the Blackhawks. Upper Dolphin with Ayers. He's been unbelievable this season. And Susquehanna, they have John Stump and Connor McGuire, 2 of their big stars. Susquehanna with a big win over Williams Valley last week. Susquehanna at Pine Grove tonight. Upper Dolphins at Tri-Valley. Those 2 teams next week. Week 6 of Friday Night Rivals, Upper Dolphin and Susquehanna. 5:30 remain, first quarter. Bishop McDevitt up 14-0. Dare fires and incomplete. Tries to get the ball quickly to Reynolds. That's one thing that Dare does very well. Gets rid of that football and those quick hitters, but unable to hook up with Raheem Reynolds.
Yeah, Chris Dare has so grown as a quarterback. He's really worked on reading defenders and his mechanics. And right here, here's Dare holding on the football. He sees the pressure coming from number 44, Devin Clare. Gets rid of it and just a little out ahead of his receiver.
Devin Clare has 2.5 tackles for a loss and a sack this year. Been a great addition, that 44 right there for Bishop McDevitt. Eric Clare, his father played for Penn State in the mid-90s. Again, as I mentioned before, transferred to Bishop McDevitt from Elizabethtown. Played there his first 2 years in varsity football, so he's a 3-year varsity player as a junior. 2nd and 15, 5-yard penalty on Cedar Cliff. Morris moves the pile, gets across the 20-yard line, down to the 22. Gets a yard or 2 past the original line of scrimmage. A 7-yard pickup by Raheem Morris. Morris is only a junior, averaging 109 yards and averaging 5.5 per carry. Don't know if a lot of people know just how good Morris is. But I was impressed with his numbers and what he was able to do this year for Cedar Cliff. Colin Gillen is impressed with him as well. Colin Gillen took over the Cedar Cliff job in 2014, his 5th season. Had a lot of success at Cedar Cliff. Dare fires, far sideline, and incomplete. Looking for Bobby Whalen, his top target. That one was just over Whalen's head. Yeah, number 14 had a step there too, and you see Dare picking himself up off the turf there, rolling out again, feeling the pressure of this McDevitt defense. Whalen lets it go before he is met by number 41, Marquin MacArthur Melendez. But again, looking down that field for Whalen, who can make a play as that offense 3 and out. Gillen, 34-13. At Cedar Cliff, took over for Jim Catafio, who he was the offensive line coach for Coach Catafio. Coach Catafio resigned as the head coach. Gillen, an offensive lineman in college, 4-year letter winner at Judiana College. They're struggling punting right now. 2 not-so-good punts that set up Bishop McDevitt with great field position. Yeah, you can't give Bishop McDevitt field position like that. And you can see Coach Gillen on the sidelines. He knows that his football team cannot give yardage away to this McDevitt offense. And, you know, this is a certain thing where Coach Gillen said this week, look, we know that McDevitt's a good team offensively. They're just so talented. We just have to hope they make mistakes, and we can't make them. On the kicking game and the punting game, they've given short field to McDevitt. McDevitt with already 2 touchdowns. Could they have a 3rd? Going to the end zone, the corner, incomplete. In and out of the hands of Burnett. Mason Heupel trying to make a play on that, but Deal with a good throw. Burnett did have a chance at that one, and Coach Wechter talked about just the speed of these receivers and the talent, so athletic and just in and out of the hands. You figure 80-90% of the time he makes that catch just in and out of the hands right there. Burnett was that close to his 12th receiving touchdown of this season. With the 2 touchdowns that Bishop McDevitt has tonight, 29 touchdowns on the year, and 21 of those touchdowns are the double Bs, Becker and Burnett. Burnett with 11, Becker with 10. Becker has 5 receiving, 5 rushing. The offensive numbers, the first 3 weeks, they were like, Coach Wechter said he hasn't seen numbers like this, where they were averaging a little over 600 yards of total offense the first couple of weeks. So penalty on McDevitt moves them back. 1st and 15. Reyes Diggs going nowhere there. Great job by the Colts defense to stop Reyes Diggs for no gain. Yeah, those linebackers and Lusk and Ball coming in to stop Reyes Diggs. I think it was an eligible receiver downfield, Phil, for that 5-yarder. But, I mean, it's nice to see Reyes Diggs back out on the field, but give credit there. You see number 40, Donovan Ball. You talked about what he means to this football team. Again, he's the leader out there. He's the one that, you know, makes the calls. And, you know, certainly tonight he's going to have his hands full with this offense from Bishop McDevitt. Spread it out here. 2 wide receivers to the top of your screen, 2 to the bottom. They're going to hand the football off to Reyes Diggs. Has running room. Breaks a tackle up to the 25-yard line before he's brought down. And a Capital Blue Cross first down for Reyes Diggs. Ankle or calf looked pretty good on that. 6 feet, 190 pounds, and some great speed. Good blocking up front by the left side of that offensive line. Plenty of room to run. And a first down and a little bit more for Reyes Diggs. 20-yard pickup for Reyes Diggs, his 2nd explosive run of the night. His last big run, he had to leave the game with an injury, but he's back and feeling good. So are the Crusaders. 1st and 10, the Colts' 25-yard line. Bishop McDevitt with a 14-0 lead, looking to add to that. Deal, quick hitter, gets it out to Becker. Becker in space is dangerous. They're able to get an open field tackle at the 15-yard line on Becker. So tough to bring down. They just changed directions on a dime right there. Can Becker, as Deal, we've seen this a couple times, just a quick pass out and let number 6 do the work. So much speed, trying to work his way through the defense, just cutting his way through. So talented. I mean, when you're Chase Deal and you look out there, you got number 9 and number 6 to throw the football to. Got to bring a smile to your face. Tackle was made by Reynolds for the Colts, the open field tackle. 2nd and 1. Reyes digs the handoff, but then Deal dropped the football and picks it up himself, looking for his second rushing touchdown. Gets inside the 5-yard line to the 4. So he went to hand the ball to Reyes Diggs. The ball went on the turf, and Deal picked it up and got the Capital Blue Cross first down, 1st and goal for the Crusaders.
Yeah, that's a heads-up play by number 11. Watch this. Went to hand it to 2-5, didn't get it. Number 3, and Brennan Quigley couldn't come up with a tackle for Cedar Cliff. And look, you have a senior quarterback. He makes heads-up plays like that, and that's exactly what Chase Deal just did and has his team knocking on the door for their 3rd score this first quarter.
Reynolds ran him out of bounds at the 4-yard line, so a 1st and goal for the Crusaders at the 4, up by 2 touchdowns. Deal fires, touchdown, Bishop McDevitt. Make it touchdown number 12 on the season for Burnett. A Planet Fitness touchdown, Deal to Burnett.
And Mason Heupel was right there with Burnett, but look, that speed to the outside, and that's just a great throw by number 11. Dropping back, puts it right where it needs to be on the outside. Good hands there. You know Burnett was probably thinking about the one he missed earlier on the long throw. Comes up with a touchdown there for McDevitt.
Chase Deal's 18th touchdown pass of this season. The extra point. Connor. Kick is up and good. So Deal and Burnett, for the 12th time this season, hook up for 7. Here it is. Bishop McDevitt in control, 21-0. Bishop McDevitt is known to get out fast. Last week against Redland, they scored 49 first-half points, and Deal was very efficient. 5 of 8, 159 yards and 3 touchdown passes. Here's a Feather Law group kickoff to the Colts. Morris on the return up to the 33-yard line. So 3 touchdowns already here in this first quarter with 1:42 remaining in this first quarter. Chase Deal with a 35-yard touchdown run and then his 18th touchdown pass of the season to Burnett. Burnett's 12th touchdown catch. It's 21-0. Burnett going to Syracuse in the fall. Syracuse 3-0. They play Connecticut tomorrow. Could be the first time the Orange could be 4-0 since the early 90s.
As an alum, that makes you happy?
Absolutely. We're also happy to have Burnett. They're going to try to get the ball the best they can to Bobby Whalen. They're going to find ways to do that. And that time a direct snap to Bobby Whalen. And he has a nice run of 11 yards and a Capital Blue Cross first down as Bobby Whalen takes the direct snap.
Yeah, this is a player that had just under 1,300 yards last year, 17 touchdowns. You got to get him the football. You really can't game plan for him. And you know what? Right there, look, movement at quarterback. You talked about it last year, splitting a little time between Dare and Whalen. Get him the football here as he lines up at wide receiver on the left side.
Whalen, an 11-yard run, a Capital Blue Cross first down. Dare back at quarterback, fires the football and has the completion at the 48-yard line. And the grab. The Colts get this offense moving as Dare is very good at getting the ball off very quickly. Those quick hitters, Coach Gillen said, is what he does best. Makes that quick decision and gets the ball out very fast.
And now he goes out to wide receiver, Phil, as you go back to Whalen at quarterback.
Whalen on a 2nd and 4 from the 49 will keep it himself. Has the Capital Blue Cross first down into Crusaders territory at the 44-yard line. So Whalen with an 11-yard run, and here a 7-yard run and another first down. So now the Colts got something going offensively, down 21-0.
And Coach Gillen talked about it this week. Look, you just can't let people get too familiar. These two programs are very familiar with each other. You can't let them get locked in on what you're going to do in that first quarter here. They've struggled a little bit with Dare, just the quarterback, so now let's mix in a little bit. You got to look at Coach Wechter.
Dare back at quarterback from the gun. Oh boy, what a big hit at midfield. The catch was made by Morris, and he was hit immediately in the backfield at midfield.
Justin Piper comes up with that play, 6 foot, 195 pounds. Boy, did he read that. Justin Piper didn't even let Raheem Morris get it as the clock runs out here in the first.
Piper, that's his 5th tackle for a loss in the season. And that's how the first quarter ends, with that big hit. The Colts need to get the offense going. They're down 21-0 on CBS 21's Friday Night Rivals, presented by Faulkner Subaru. Welcome back to Rocco Ortenzio Stadium, Bishop McDevitt High School. Phil Shaner, Colin Riccabon. Jeff Jajeski down on the sidelines for us tonight for Friday Night Rivals. Bobby Whalen takes the snap, has running room. Has a first down and more, makes a move across the 30. What a move by Bobby Whalen. 22-yard pickup by Whalen on the direct snap. PHFA first down.
And here it is. You got to get Whalen the football. We talked about it in the pregame, and here is number 14 doing what he does best. So much speed with Whalen. As again, you talked about the fact that he's heading to Louisville, a baseball commit. But in order for this Cedar Cliff offense to get going, 14 has to be heavily involved.
3 wideouts now, top of your screen. Whalen is up there. Dare throws the football to the end zone. Touchdown, Bobby Whalen. 29-yard touchdown hookup. Whalen on the go route. 29 yards from Dare. That was pretty.
It was pretty, Phil. And how did that all get started? By mixing him in at quarterback. So you had the way to get down the football field, and look at this perfect throw by Dare, rewarding Whalen for his work on that drive. Great catch. I mean, as a defender, not much you can do about that. That was good coverage, but Dare with the perfect toss to Whalen.
Dare's 11th touchdown pass. Whalen's 8th touchdown of the season. That's his 7th touchdown reception. The extra point is up and good. And Cedar Cliff answers to start this second quarter. Dare to Bobby Whalen. Oh, is that pretty? 21-7. And the Colts are on the board. Dare 26 yards to Bobby Whalen for the touchdown pass play. And it's 21-7. It was all Bishop McDevitt in the first quarter. A Claire 1-yard touchdown run. Deal ran it in from 35 yards out, and Deal hit Burnett with a touchdown pass from 4 yards out. It was 21-0, and Colts just finally answered the 21-0 start by Bishop McDevitt, and another Feather Law Group kickoff. Having a hard time handling the football back at the 5-yard line is Tinker, and he goes down after a short 2-yard gain after fumbling the football on the kickoff. Let's head down to our third member of our team. That's a All Better Urgent Care injury report for us. Jeff, take it away.
Phil, it doesn't look like anything serious down here. They both look like they're heading back out onto the field, but it is something to note looking forward in this game. Both Chase Deal and Nazir Burnett did get worked on after the last drive. Deal took that big hit on the sideline, and Burnett was getting that left shoulder worked on. I think it was from a hit in the first quarter.
Thank you, Jeff, for that. Coach Wechter, of course, would be concerned about that, keeping an eye on his 2-star offensive players, and Deal and Burnett have generated a ton of offense for the Crusaders. Reyes Diggs gets through the line and picks up 4 yards on a first down carry. Ball made the stop. Ball now 40 tackles on the season.
And what do you do right there? Get right down around the ankles to bring down a runner like Reyes Diggs. Some good power up top. So Ball heads up playing, great linebacker, gets right around the ankles for a good tackle.
Ball leads the team in tackles and in sacks, has 3 of them. Now 40 tackles on the year. 4-yard run by Reyes Diggs, 2nd and 6 for the Crusaders. Deal fires, has the completion to Burnett. Burnett makes a move at the 20, straight arm, still on his feet. Bobby Whalen takes him out of bounds after the catch. Burnett's 4th catch of the night.
Good throw by Deal, and boy, Nazir Burnett. Phil, you're a Syracuse, so you have to be, I mean, look at this power by Burnett. Makes the catch, turns around, can't get around the defender. I'll just give a stiff arm, throw him down to the ground. Number 9 can do it all, really, out on that football field.
PHFA first down after Burnett's 4th catch of the night. Has a touchdown, a 6-yarder from Deal, his 12th of the season. Reyes Diggs, plenty of running room, gets a good block. Down the sidelines into Colts territory and hops up to the 44-yard line. Big run there by Reyes Diggs, 37-yard run into Colts territory and a PHFA first down, and watch the block here by number 9.
Yeah, here it is. O'Grady and Christopher on the left side of the line, but that was number 9's play right there, and Burnett coming up with a nice block on the outside to spring Reyes Diggs. As we said, Nazir Burnett, you just saw his toughness with the stiff arm. Boy, he'll get out there and he'll block for his teammates too at 6'2", 175.
Reyes Diggs with a couple of explosive runs. That was his 3rd of the night. And a 1st and 10 for the Crusaders on the Colts' 44-yard line, trying to answer the Dare to Whalen touchdown. Deal. Plenty of time to throw the football. He's going deep, looking for Burnett. Incomplete. Threw it a little short of Burnett. Heupel on the coverage.
Chase Deal with the home run ball as he goes to talk to Coach Wechter. As Burnett coming off the reception, the great block. Running down the field with that great speed, just didn't get there.
Coach Wechter has coached many Division I players in his 21 years as the head coach. And Becker and Burnett, just 2 of many that Coach Wechter has seen come and go here at the Bishop McDevitt football program. Storied football power. Deal goes far side, incomplete. Going up top to Jordan, the junior.
You can see Deal right here takes another hit as little hobbled, as gets right there. It's Quigley and Resto coming in on a good shot as he hobbles back out there. And keep an eye on Chase Deal, Phil.
Jeff already mentioned that they're took a look at him after that touchdown pass after the last offensive series. 3rd and 10 now. Here comes the blitz. Heavy pressure. Deal has to get it off quick. And he throws it short of Burnett as the pressure was coming from both sides.
Yeah, it was Quigley again, number 3. The quick throw to try to get it to his playmaker in Burnett, but a great series by the defense as there is number 3 coming in to get another shot in on Deal.
Quigley with 2 big hits on Deal, and you see he's getting helped off the field by Sawyer Morgan, one of his junior offensive linemen, helped Deal get off the sidelines as he took 2 big hits. Crusaders will punt the football away. Takes a Colts bounce as it bounces backwards, and that's where Cedar Cliff will have the football down 21-7. 8:57 to go, 2nd quarter. CBS 21's Friday Night Rivals. Don't forget, Rule by Anderson halftime report. Jeff will have some special guests, also talk to both coaches. Don't forget, tonight after the game, First Score Friday with Joel D. Smith, 11:15. All your scores and highlights from around the region, Week 5 on CBS 21. Tonight, First Score Friday with Joel D. Colts scored a touchdown on their last offensive drive. There's a lot of Bobby Whalen. Let's see what they do here. Morris stopped after a short gain.
Tate Myers, senior linebacker, was the first one in on Morris. As you see, number 32 slowing down Morris, and then from then on out, you got Devin Clare and the rest of the blue jerseys coming in to finish the deal.
Morris leads the team in tackles. His 29th tackle of the season, leading the Crusaders defense. 2nd and 9 from the 29. Dare fires, completion, first down. Raheem Reynolds makes the catch and goes out of bounds on the far sideline, but there's a penalty marker down. Dare to Reynolds, but will it stand?
Hey, they're going to take the result of the play.
And the penalty goes against Bishop McDevitt. Another defensive holding penalty. If you remember, there was a defensive holding penalty on Cedar Cliff on Chase Deal's 35-yard touchdown run, the second touchdown of the game.
On the defense, the result of the play is a first down.
So 2 defensive holding penalties here in this first half. And they'll keep the dare to Reynolds' 12-yard pickup and a PHFA first down for Coach Gillen and his Colts.
He's got to be happy with the way this offense has picked up in the last couple of drives.
You want the offense to go, get it to 14. Morris straight ahead, goes nowhere. Barnes, the senior. Barnes, 6'1", 275. There was a collision. Morris wasn't going to push big number 59.
No, big number 59 was right where he needed to be. The good wrap up in there. Here's the Raise the Roof. This is an excited group tonight, Phil.
Abel and Son, roofing and siding, Raise the Roof, wearing orange tonight. Jeff will tell us all about that coming up for a very special reason. It's an orange out in our Raise the Roof. Abel and Son, roofing and siding. Jeff will have the story, the reason for wearing orange on this orange out night tonight at Rocco Hortenzio Stadium here at Bishop McDevitt. 2nd and 9. Here comes the pressure. Screen pass set up. Ball picks up 11 yards and a PHFA first down on the screen.
It's a great play to Donovan Ball. We talk about him on the defensive side of the ball as you get a look at Ball and Coach Gillen talking to his quarterback now. And that was a nice screen pass. Ball, 6 foot, 210 pounds. That's a tough body to bring down as he sheds the first block with the strength and then finally gets pushed out of bounds. But you look at the Cedar Cliff offense, once they got Whalen involved, a lot of things opened up, and that's what a player like Whalen can do.
Ball with his 7th catch of the season out of the backfield for the Colts. Whalen at the bottom of your screen. They give to Morris running the football. Gets a yard, maybe a yard and a half, and that's as far as the Crusaders will let him go. As Claire was one of the guys to wrap him up. Claire approaching 30 tackles on the season. And there's a timeout on the field. 1 yard pickup for Morris. As you see on the replay there, the Crusaders dragging him back, but a 2nd and 9 from the 41. And there's a good look at Claire, the 6'1", 270-pound junior. Those linebackers have made a lot of plays this year with Myers and Donnelly, and Claire made big plays for Bishop McDevitt in their 4-0 start to this 2018 season. 6:35 before Renewal by Anderson halftime report. High snap to Bobby Whalen. And it'll be a tackle for a loss. The high snap set him back. The Crusaders got to the backfield, and a 6-yard loss on that play.
Yeah, Dre Donnelly in the group coming up with the play as Marquin MacArthur Melendez also in that play. Look, a bad snap. Whalen still tries to make something happen. Heads up play, but that McDevitt defense, as tough as it is, that little bobble cost him.
Melendez is a guy who can certainly get after the football. He's caused 2 fumbles this season, has a sack, 2.5 tackles for a loss, and there's a good look. Melendez on the sidelines getting a well-deserved drink of water. 3rd and 13. Colts from the Crusaders 45, setting up a screen to Bobby Whalen. Still on his feet. There's the athlete in him. Makes one guy miss, but then only gets up to the 45-yard line. Really gets back to the line of scrimmage on that screen play to Bobby Whalen.
Yeah, defensive tackle Carter Christopher was actually the first one to get his hands on Whalen on the little screen pass. As you take a look at big number 70 escapes, but then here's the rest of the cavalry coming in and bringing him down. So that defensive Bishop McDevitt comes up with a stop.
Punting has been an issue here early in this game so far for Cedar Cliff, and Mason Bretz will try to punt it away here for the Colts. Good kick. Ball is dropped, and it's free. Down at the 6-yard line. Fought for. I think Bishop McDevitt might have recovered it, but we'll have to wait and see. Boy, so far special teams have been extremely interesting in this game tonight. They're still fighting for that football on the turf.
All right, now, come on, offense.
Bishop McDevitt came up with the recovery. Take a look at this play.
And this is Phil. This is the third time. If you listen for the whistle right there, they were fighting for it down there, trying to get possession. You know what goes on the bottom of that pile, trying to get their hands on the pigskin. But like you said, Phil, this is the third time on a punt or a kickoff you've seen Bishop McDevitt have trouble handling the football.
Arcico was able to get that ball for McDevitt in and out of the hands of Becker, and then number 1 fought for it, and McDevitt keeps the football. 1st and 10 from their own 6-yard line. Penalty marker down. It might have been on Cedar Cliff jumping. Resto, that defensive end, number 70, was very anxious to get into the backfield and a little bit too anxious, and a 5-yard penalty will give Bishop McDevitt a little more room.
Yeah, it's a great job by Chase Deal, again, drawing them and giving himself a little bit of extra breathing room deep in his own area.
1st and 5, ball up to the 11. Run right side, not much room there for Reyes Diggs. Resto made the stop, number 70 of that defensive end position, sheds off that block and makes the tackle. And coach is impressed with Resto. 2.5 sacks, 25 tackles now on the season, and 5.5 tackles for a loss for the defensive end for the Colts. 6'1", 240. 2nd and 4. 4:30 remain before the Rule by Anderson halftime report on Friday Night Rivals. Deal loses the football. It's on the turf. It's still on the turf in the end zone. Who falls on it? Bishop McDevitt falls on it, and that's a safety. Who was around the football? Donovan Ball was around the football. That's who. Donovan Ball was right there, and that'll be a safety.
And give credit to number 70. You were just talking about Justin Resto, who comes around the outside and just fights his way through. The ball drops out of the hands of Deal and rolls into the end zone, and here it comes. The hot potato. Who's going to come away with it? And it's recovered for the safety. But again, Resto, you just talked about him. Coach Gillen talked about his play, and he makes a big one there for Cedar Cliff.
That was a huge play. Give him 2 points, and it's 21-9. Well, McDevitt is 9-1 versus Cedar Cliff the last 10 years. The only Cedar Cliff win over McDevitt in the last 10 years came in 2013, 49-41. But I'll tell you, a lot of the games have been very close. Last season, McDevitt won 28-21. McDevitt outlasted Cedar Cliff. Last year, it was a thriller. McDevitt's defensive back, James Lawson, intercepted Chase Dare in the end zone on the game's final play for McDevitt's 28-21 road win. Burnett had 5 catches that night, 128 yards. Becker had 6 catches for 97 yards. What a night it was for Bobby Whalen a year ago. 9 catches, 112 yards. And McDevitt won the game 28-21. And talking to Jeff Wechter this week, he said, I don't know what it is, but every time we play Cedar Cliff, it is a tough football game. They've had some high-scoring games the last 6 years. 41-point average for McDevitt, 32-point average for Cedar Cliff when these two teams have met up in this series. Another Featherlaw group kickoff is Bishop McDevitt. After the safety, will have to kick the ball back to the Colts. And that's Morris. Great field position for the Colts with 4:10 remaining before the Rule by Anderson halftime report.
You know, Phil, interesting to hear from Coach Gillen this week, and he talked about, as we get a look at ICAM, Phil.
Premier Eye Care Group, ICAM. A lot of eyeglasses and even sunglasses, they count.
Wear your sunglasses at night.
She could qualify for Graham Cam, too. That comes up in the 3rd quarter, but this is the 2nd quarter on Friday Night Rivals, and that means Premier Eye Care Group, ICAM. Every 2nd quarter of the entire Friday Night Rivals season. 1st and 10 for the Colts. From the Crusaders 39. Dare has the completion, the ball. Ball, 15-yard pickup and a PHFA first down. And now all of a sudden the Colts got things going. They were down 21-0. They have scored 9 unanswered. Yeah,
Tariq Hughes, the freshman, was getting some pressure with Bishop McDevitt, but it was Morris who came up with a nice block here to keep the play alive for Dare as he gets it off to Donovan Ball.
Ball, big on defense, and his 2nd catch of the night. 8 catches on the season now for Ball being active on offense. 1st and 10. For the Colts, Dare going to the end zone. Incomplete. Looking for Reynolds. Reynolds going up against Clare. Reynolds, 2 touchdown receptions this season. So good recognition by Chris Dare to see the mismatch and try to go up top to a bigger receiver in Raheem Reynolds.
Yeah, again, you saw that mismatch. And one of the things I was saying before ICAM, Phil, was that Coach Gillen talked about this early schedule. He wanted to test his team. He wanted to put them against tough opponents, and they have faced tough opponents. And it's games like that that get you ready. You're down 21-0 in this one, and they're fighting their way back here, trying to drive you late in the first half.
Morris on the handoff at the 20-yard line before he was stopped. 3:30 remain before the half here in the second quarter. Colts trying to keep things going. They were down 21-0, scored 9 unanswered, and they want more. 3rd and 6 from the 20 now. Big third down here for Cedar Cliff. Where's number 14? That's the question. Bottom of your screen. You would think they would try to get the ball to Bobby Whalen. Dare rolls out. Here comes the pressure. He's sacked. Outstanding job by the defense, and Dre Donnelly gets his 2nd sack of the season.
Trying to roll him out there and Dare, but there's Dre Donnelly, 6 foot 215. That linebacking core of Bishop McDevitt having a great season for Coach Wechter and making a big play right there. Dare trying to find anybody, but look at the speed of number 42 coming in and taking down for the sack, Dare.
Donnelly now 2 sacks on the year. 4th down and 13 from the 27 for the Colts. Dare fires, Whalen. Catch, touchdown. 27 yards out, 2nd time tonight. That's the combination that can get you back in the football game. Dare to Whalen, 27-yard score, Planet Fitness touchdown.
And I saw Coach Wechter's reaction on the sideline. Of anybody you would expect to make sure that they had defended, it would be Whalen. And right there, number 14 gets away, gets behind the defense, and Dare knows exactly where to find Whalen for the touchdown.
2nd time tonight. The first one was from 26 yards. This one from 27 yards. The extra point comes, and it is good. So after a 21-0 start in the first quarter by Bishop McDevitt, Cedar Cliff has rolled their way back with 16 unanswered. There's the touchdown right there to Whalen.
Phil, when you think about where this all started again, 21-0, the offense struggling for Cedar Cliff. Coach Gillen talked about it. Got to keep them guessing. We got to do different things. We got to change formations. We got to, mix things up on offense, and that's exactly what they did when they started to work Whalen in as a quarterback. Got the offense jumping, and then right here, they score 16 unanswered points, and it's Whalen playing a big part in getting the job done.
Whalen with 8 receiving touchdowns on the season now. Chris Dare, 12 touchdown passes and only 1 interception on the year. Had a big week last week, 21 of 25, 297, 4 touchdowns in their 41-31 win over Hollidaysburg.
And when you think about taking that sack, Phil, heads-up play. Didn't try to do anything crazy with the football. Take the sack. Give yourself another chance.
Feather Law Group halftime, or kickoff, I should say. Becker back to receive the kick, along with Dinker, and a penalty marker down. So the first quarter completely belonged to Bishop McDevitt. Second quarter has belonged to the Colts. We have a good one tonight here on Friday Night Rivals, Keystone Division of the Mid-Penn Conference. There's a look at Tinker, the sophomore, and Burnett, not back there, but Becker has had some trouble handling kicks so far tonight. Feather Law Group kickoff on Friday Night Rivals, 21-16. Score Two teams that always seem to play tight games. These two teams get together. Becker on the return. Taken down at the 30-yard line. 13-yard return. And Tynus Becker. Coming up next week, we'll be in the Tri-Valley Conference. A lot of fun. 3-1 Upper Dolphin taking on 2-2 Susquehanna, the Blackhawks. Susquehanna has a game tonight at Pine Grove. Upper Dolphin, a big game versus Tri-Valley. Can't wait to see Ayers, who's been putting on a show for Upper Dolphin, and Connor McGuire and John Stump for Susquehanna. Always a lot of fun in the Tri-Valley Conference. Next week, week 6 of Friday Night Rivals. Look at Whalen, now a look at Chase Deal. It's the pass out of the backfield is Tinker, the sophomore. Gets a couple of yards, a nice run there on a first down by Tinker, and there's a penalty marker down. That's going to come back. So the penalty marker on Bishop McDevitt. Coach Wechter waiting on the side to talk to his
We've got a
senior
block
quarterback.
in the back on the offense. That's a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Repeat, first down.
So they'll repeat first down after the 10-yard penalty for Coach Wechter's Crusaders. 1:55 clock running before the Renewal by Anderson halftime report. 3 wideouts bottom of your screen for the Crusaders. Trying to answer the 16-0 run by the Colts. Screen pass set up to Reyes Diggs. Gets up to the 20-yard line, and that's where he stopped. Great defense there by Dorsey, making the open field tackle.
Yeah, Dre Dorsey, 5'10", 170, the senior, getting Reyes Diggs. That could have been a big play there for Bishop McDevitt, but getting down right around that ankle and just not letting go until the help arrives for the tackle.
2nd and 20 from the 20 for the Crusaders. Three wideouts there at the bottom of your screen again. Trying to spread the field out. Pressure. Deal sacked. The Colts get to him. Outstanding job. Colts defense coming after Deal, and Deal has had white jerseys after him all night long.
Yeah, that was Albert Rosado who comes up with the sack. 5'10", 220-pound junior for Cedar Cliff, but Deal has taken some shots here in this first half for Bishop McDevitt.
Rosado now with 2.5 tackles for a loss and his first sack. And there's a timeout. Cedar Cliff calls timeout to talk things over. 3rd and 20 coming up. The 20-yard line for the Crusaders with 54 seconds to go before the half. So Coach Gillen is thinking, I want to get the football back and give my offense and give Bobby Whalen another opportunity to see if he can get into the end zone.
Well, as you look at that huddle of that defense, I mean, they've played exceptionally well after that first quarter, giving up the 21 points. And beyond that, you look at the way the offense has seized the momentum as you get a look inside the huddle with Coach Wechter talking to his team. He would love in these last 54 seconds. Hey, a lot of things can happen. You have a lot of playmakers on offense. Get the ball out to Burnett. Get the ball to Becker. As you get a look at the cheerleaders, they want something to cheer about heading into halftime. But this game, all of a sudden, Phil, boy, what a shift.
Absolutely. A couple of scores from around the region. Central Dolphin, the Rams, up 35-3 over Carlisle. And, of course, tragedy took place this week with a player from Central Dolphin who lost his life on Saturday. And heavy hearts for the Central Dolphin Rams, and they have a big lead right now over Carlisle. I can't even imagine the emotion on that field by the players and the coaching staff and the entire Central Dolphin community. Of course, everyone here at Friday Night Rivals keeps them in their thoughts and prayers after losing one of their football players last weekend. Completion made to Becker. Becker's 4th catch of the night. Spin move at the 40-yard line, still on his feet, across midfield, into Colts territory, down to the 38-yard line. You thought you had Becker, and then the spin move breaks free for an extra 20 yards. Becker, big-time run, a PHFA first down.
Here it is, Phil. Look at that move. The balance to stay on your feet when you take the tackle, spin off, and then just puts it in the high gear. That is a play that plays at the next level and makes contributions. But on a Friday night when your team needed it most, it was Becker on that great reception and big pickup.
Becker going to Old Dominion, going to join former Bishop McDevitt player JoJo Heaton, who had a great freshman year last year at OD.
That's a good throw right there, and watch this. This is a great camera angle. Look at him staying on his feet, and that was Whalen trying to come down with the tackle, but rolled off did Becker. And like I said, once she gets into open field, too much speed.
.44-yard pickup on that pass play from Deal to Becker. Good for 44 yards and a 1st and 10 for the Crusaders on the Colts' 36-yard line.
The type of play, Phil, that can certainly spark an offense here. Again, they've scored 21 in the first quarter, nothing here in the second quarter. And Chase Deal, again, who's taking some shots tonight. That play by Becker, certainly a spark.
That's what they needed, trying to stop the Colts' 16-point scoring spurt. Deal play action, screen pass set up, and the completion. Good tackle, football on the ground. Donnelly on the screen, running out of the backfield, and there's a penalty marker down at the 35-yard line. It's going to be on Bishop McDevitt after that screen pass to Donnelly. So that's going to come back, Colin. Holding on the Crusaders.
And here it is up front right here.
On the offense. That's a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul.
Holding
Repeat.
call.
First down.
I don't know if we can get a look at it right there, but Donnelly had a nice pickup there. But you look at the penalties, you look at the fact that a couple of balls were drops on kicks. I mean, just things that you don't expect from the McDevitt team.
Under 30 seconds to go. Deal fires a strike, and in, out of the hands, and incomplete to Becker. Becker doesn't drop many. He has 4 catches tonight, but drops that one across the middle.
Yeah, that's one of the ones, and he knows it. He's hitting himself on the chest after making that great play along the sidelines. He is wide open in the middle of the field. Deal puts it right on the money and just can't come up with the catch.
23 seconds to go, 2nd and 18. Coach Wechter gives the play to his senior quarterback, Chase Deal. Took over at the quarterback position his sophomore year when Bowers was injured. Tough spot to be, but he's a competitor. Deal fires, has the completion. Getting very quickly out of bounds after the completion. Esterly, the freshman. Coach Wechter does play some freshmen and sophomore. Esterly's a guy they've worked into the lineup and had a catch and got a PHFA first down for the freshman Esterly.
Yeah, good pickup by the offensive line as well. They sent Ball in on the blitz there, and he had his eyes on number 11, but a good pickup by the offensive line and allowed Deal to get the ball out to Esterly.
17 seconds remain before a renewal by Anderson halftime report. 1st and 10 for the Crusaders from the Colts 26. Deal, plenty of time. He's going to run. Now looks downfield, fires, wide open in the end zone. Touchdown! Couldn't be any easier than that. Wow! Planet Fitness touchdown, wide open, and Chase Deal just waited and hit the wide open receiver for 6.
Olulier coming up with the touchdown, Phil, and Olulier with a great play, as give credit to Chase Deal. You know, he's on the move there, and he's got to keep his eyes down the field, and he delivers a perfect throw right over the defender's outstretched arms and in for the score.
Olulier is the backup quarterback for Bishop McDevitt. He's not getting a lot of time playing, so he says, hey, coach, put me in as a wide receiver. There's the celebration of Chase Deal with a big touchdown, and the Crusaders are back on the board with the score. It's 28-16. 8 seconds to go before the half.
We talked about it. Coach Wechter got his team in that huddle during that timeout. You had about 58 seconds to go. What could happen? Well, when you got playmakers like Becker and Burnett, Oloulier. I mean, that's just a great play, and a quarterback like Deal that can engineer a drive late in the first half, grabbing that momentum back and getting on the board and building that lead against Cedar Cliff again.
Deal has taken a lot of big hits. He has 19 touchdown passes now on the season through 4.5 games of this year. Chase Deal, he is a competitor, that's for sure. His mom, Rebecca, says, I don't think she's ever met someone so intense as a kid as Chase Deal was as a little guy. Of course, Chase's dad, Greg, a former star wide receiver at Dover High School and at Kutztown University. He certainly spotted his oldest son was a competitor when he was still in diapers. Colin, he willed himself to walk before his first birthday. Were the twins walking before their first birthday?
It's coming up, Phil, in a couple weeks. I got to get working.
Are they walking?
They're close.
Okay.
They're close, but hearing that story, I got to get working.
Chase Deal was walking before his first birthday. Feather Law Group kickoff to the Colts. 2 seconds remain before our Renewal by Anderson halftime report. Jeff will talk to the coaches and have some special guests down on the field. That's all coming up at the half. We'll find out what the orange is all about. The orange out here tonight for a very special reason, and Jeff will have that story coming up on our Renewal by Anderson halftime report. Also, hear from both coaches in the halftime. There's Coach Wechter. 2 seconds remaining, and his team back up 28-16. Chase Deal with 2 touchdown passes tonight and a 35-yard touchdown run, so he's accounted for 3 of the 4 touchdowns by Bishop McDevitt. Of course, I think Coach Wechter and everyone here knows that the Colts very much still in this football game. When they were down 21-0, a lot of teams that Bishop McDevitt plays, that's it for them.
Right.
Last week, for example, they were 49 points in that first half against Redland. Not the case with the Colts. They have a playmaker on your screen there, number 14, that can make things happen, and he did. Whalen with 2 touchdown catches and led him back. They also had the safety and scored 16 unanswered before the Deal touchdown pass. And the Colts will just kneel and go to the locker room down 28-16. High-scoring, entertaining first half here on Friday Night Rivals, presented by Faulkner Subaru on CBS 21. Our Renewal by Anderson halftime report is coming up. Jeff will have comments from Coach Gillen down on the sideline. Be interested to see what Coach has to say about the way his team performed. So Jeff will get Coach Gillen in place, and we'll get his comments on the first half with his team trailing 28-16. And we get ready to send it down on the field to Jeff with Coach Colin Gillen. Coach and Jeff.
Coach, a better second quarter there. Obviously, the late score puts a little damper on it, but what do you think changed from your squad there in quarter number 2?
I mean, we just started playing. We were able to hit a couple big plays in the passing game. We kind of settled in, got used to their team speed on defense.
Obviously, adjustments against a team like this are key in the second half. What are you looking to tell your team in the locker room?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to give up some plays. I mean, they got athletes everywhere. So, we're going to give up a few plays here and there. We got to build some consistency on offense. We weren't able to get first downs in the first quarter, which really hurt us. In the second quarter, we were able to move the football. They only scored once, so that we just got to continue to be consistent. We get the football. We got to put some drives together, and we'll be all right.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Coach. A Renewal by Anderson halftime report is coming up. Bishop McDevitt with a 28-16 lead over Cedar Cliff. We'll be back on CBS 21's Friday Night Rivals, presented by Faulkner Subaru. Renewal by Anderson halftime report. Bishop McDevitt a 28-16 lead over Cedar Cliff. Let's head down to the field. Jeff Jacheski with a special guest. Jeff?
Thanks, Phil. Now I'm joined here down on the field by Mark Brzezicki, father of Owen Brzezicki, the late Owen Brzezicki. That's what we're here for, orange for Owen. We've seen all the orange around the stadium on the field so far tonight. Just talk to me about orange for Owen.
Well, Orange for Owen started, sadly, we lost our son. A lot of people remember back in 2011, St. Patrick's Day, they were leaving a concert for both my other daughters who were doing a band concert at the old Bishop McDevitt High School. And as they were walking to get Shamrock Shakes to celebrate the night, some distracted driver, going over the speed limit, not paying attention to hundreds of people that were walking, outside of the old Bishop McDevitt, and he was the one that was hit and struck. And my two daughters, God bless them now, the oldest one is a senior in college, the other one's a sophomore. They were in 8th grade, 6th grade at the time. They started the foundation, orange, orange for Owen because of orange was his favorite color, and Owen's foundation because that's what they thought of. And what we're going to do is just bring awareness to distracted driving because, apparently the young lady was fiddling for songs on her iPhone. So you know about distracted driving, you know about texting and driving, all that, but there's so many distractions behind that wheel, and that's what we want to do is bring awareness to take those distractions away. Just get from point A to point B, and if you do that, worry about talking to people, eating and everything else, wait till you get where you need to be.
Yeah, obviously it started from a tragedy, but it has turned into something special as we could see from all the orange around. How has it grown over the years?
Well, it's grown just the support. I mean, Owen would have been a sophomore at Bishop McDevitt High School. So it's kind of sad, to know that he and I should be here as a parent of a McDevitt current child. But the fact that other kids are embracing that and the kids that were with him in 2nd grade have moved up, and I think that has spurred some more interest, and our shirt sales and just the vibe that's here tonight is really good. And I think kids are picking up and realizing the orange and the distracted driving, how it goes together, and just respecting the fact that, hey, when I am going to get into a car, I'm going to be safer. So it's just that feeling, and just as you can see, a lot of orange around here, so we're grateful for it.
And the last question I have for you, Mark, obviously seeing so much orange, seeing such a big crowd, getting the support also from Cedar Cliff on the other side, just what has this whole night meant to you so far?
It's great to see the support. I mean, sadly, Cedar Cliff, and I say sadly, we made a connection. They came to us. A lady whose son is playing, was in the emergency room when Owen came in that night. So she remembers the whole situation. She remembers me coming in. So she made contact and said, hey, Cedar Cliff wants to be part of this. And, for us, the little things they did is showing some orange and just respecting what orange means, and just hopefully Cedar Cliff has a little piece of orange going with them, a little piece of Owen, and they are better and safer drivers because of it.
All right, thank you, Mark, for joining us. Back up to the booth.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Jeff, for that message there. Bishop McDevitt with a 28-16 lead at the half. More to come after the break.
Good evening. My name is Jim Cantafio, Director of Susquehanna Valley Sports Incorporated, and I'm your host for tonight's halftime segment with the coach. Right now we have with us the head football coach at Susquehanna High School, Coach Scott Ackrig. Coach, thanks for being here tonight with us.
Thanks, Jim.
We appreciate you taking the time out. We're almost to midpoint in the football season. It's hard to believe week 5. So give us an evaluation of the team up until this point in time.
Sure, absolutely, Jim. I just think the season goes by so fast nowadays. Only having one scrimmage and 1 week of 2-a-days. I mean, things are flying by. I think with our football team, we're right around about a 25 roster mark. So, our numbers aren't great this year. So it took us, we were 0-2 to start. It took us 2 weeks to get our feet wet a little bit. We're changing some positions around, finding some guys, finding some homes for some individuals. We have a little bit of a 3-headed monster in the running game right now. And I challenged our offensive line a little bit up front. We have 3 returning seniors up front. So trying to get them guys going. And we had 2 really good weeks. The last 2 weeks beating Juniata and Williams Valley, 2 good football teams in the Tri-Valley League. So we're starting to get things rolling here at about the midpoint. I'm looking forward to the rest of the year.
How do you prevent injuries, or what precautions do you take during the course of the week in preparation so the injury bug does not get the best of you?
Sure. Well, one thing we don't tackle at all. It seems funny, but during the week everything's live up high because it's just so crucial, for us to stay healthy through the remainder of the season. And we can't afford to take any funny injuries like that. We're doing a lot of half line stuff, trying to get our best on the best, and really just going back to what we did back in camp, focusing on air, focusing on our technique, focusing on our form, and just going back to the blueprint of what we do to make sure we're sharp. Because with a small roster size, we can't afford to make those silly mistakes in a game because we don't have the horses on the bench to be able to stay fresh late in the game. So we've got to continue to make sure we're in shape, we're healthy, and we're doing the right things up front and to stay on course in what we're doing.
How do you predict the conference finishing out here in week 10?
2018, the Tri-Valley is wide open. I think everybody's right with each other. I think Halifax leads right now. They're undefeated, but I think a lot of teams are playing really good football, and even the teams that are struggling a little bit have the talent and the coaching to make a run at it here. And like you said, any team can face the injury bug. Any team can get hot at the right time. So I think right now, I think it's wide open. I think a lot of teams are going to be vying for that top spot, and I think anybody can knock off anybody. So it's going to be exciting to see who's standing alone at the end of the season.
Our next guest with the coach will be the head football coach at Upper Dolphin High School. Coach Ken Smeltz. Earlier this week, one of our Sports Fever producers met with Ken.
What do you like about your team's start to the season so far?
Well, I think as a coach, you're never completely happy. There's lots of room for improvement yet, but I'm really happy for the kids. The program's been struggling for a lot of years, and I'm happy to see that the kids are getting some publicity and are being asked for various interviews and things like that. So that's just a great experience for them. So I'm happy for the kids.
What are your team's strengths that you're going to lean on during the upcoming games? Like basically like defense, offense, and some specific players.
Well, I don't think it really matters what level of football you're playing. You need to be able to run the ball, and we've been able to run the ball very, very well. And we need to continue to do that. And then likewise on defense, I think we've been very good at stopping the run, and we need to continue to do that. So if we continue to do those two things very well, I think we'll continue to have some success down the road.
What does it mean to Upper Dolphin and the school and the team to be showcased on Friday Night Rivals?
It's exciting to be showcased on Friday Night Rivals. It's been a long time coming. The program's been struggling for a long time, and I'm just really happy for the school and for the community to be getting behind our team, and hopefully we win a few more games and we get more of a bandwagon behind us. We're looking forward to it.
Renewal by Anderson halftime report on Friday Night Rivals. Bishop McDevitt with a 28-16 lead over Cedar Cliff, Mid-Penn, Keystone Division. Bishop McDevitt struck first, 81-yard drive. Claire, 1-yard touchdown run. It was 7-0. Then Chase Deal, 35-yard touchdown run. He takes it himself. In from 35 yards out. It was 14-0. Bishop McDevitt wasn't done. Deal, his 18th touchdown pass, a 4-yarder to Burnett. 21-0, end of the first quarter. And then back comes Cedar Cliff. Bobby Whalen with a touchdown, made it 21-7. Then here comes the safety. The Colts defense comes up. Bishop McDevitt falls on it in their own end zone. That's 2 points for the Colts. It was 21-9. Dare, 27-yard touchdown to Bobby Whalen, and it was 21-16. Just before the half, Chase Deal with his 19th touchdown of the season. And it's 28-16 at the half. We'll be back with second half action on Friday Night Rivals.
SVS Sports Director Jim Cantafio knows how to develop successful football teams and players. A Pennsylvania Hall of Fame coach, Cantafio has built the #1 football camps on the East Coast. SVS offers camps for teams, quarterbacks, and all positions, as well as personal instruction. SVS Sports is located at Spooky Nook, the premier indoor training facility in Lancaster County. Take your game to the next level. Sign up now at svssports.com.
Rocco Hortensio Stadium, Renewal by Anderson halftime report. Getting ready for the second half. Bishop McDevitt with a 28-16 lead over Cedar Cliff. Let's head down to the field. Jeff Jaseski talked with Jeff Wechter. What did Coach Wechter have to say, Jeff?
Thank you, Phil. He said, listen, we started off strong. That's how we wanted to start, but they do good things offensively. They caught us off guard a couple of times, and they were able to put some points on the board. He said, offensively, when we pass block, we don't think that they can guard us. We just need to get back to pass blocking. That last score at the end of the first half, he said, was crucial for the momentum. He said Cedar Cliff was starting to get very confident, and we were able to get a score, get our guys back, knock some of those nerves down, and give us a chance to come back out here in the second half and do what we know we can do.
There's a look at Coach Wechter. Chase Steele, 3 touchdowns in the first half, ran for the 35-yarder, then 2 touchdown passes. Deal now with 19 touchdowns on the season. What's remarkable about that is he only has no interceptions, zero on that board.
And unbelievable.
And on the other side for Cedar Cliff, you know, Chris Dare only has 1 interception, so both these quarterbacks very efficient. That's for sure. There's Coach Wechter on the sidelines talking with his coaching staff. Getting ready for the second half here of Friday Night Rivals. Hard to believe it is the midpoint of the high school football season.
Yeah, Phil, I mean, interesting to hear what both coaches said at the halftime. Coach Gillen said, look, we need to make some plays. I mean, he's talked about it all week. It's the bend, don't break type defense, and right there, you know, you've seen several times the big plays that really Bishop McDevitt hit in order to get on the board early in this football game. Second quarter, whole different story, and really the key was Whalen, getting Whalen involved. But certainly at the end of that first half, 58 seconds ago, we talked about there was that timeout, and all of a sudden, boom, They drive down the field and get that score. McDevitt trying to seize back that momentum.
There's Coach Gillen on the opposite side. Some scores from around the region. Central Dauphin with a 35-3 over Carlisle lead in the third quarter. In that game, also some other scores. Middletown trails Steel High 27-20. That's in the third quarter. Central Dauphin East has a 10-7 lead on Altoona in the third quarter. All the scores and highlights coming up tonight at 11:15 on CBS 21 with Joel D. Smith with First Score Friday. Feather Law Group opening kickoff to start the second half. Bishop McDevitt kicking away to the Colts. Morris on the return. Gets the ball out to the 37-yard line. Let's head down to the sidelines to Jeff. Go ahead, Jeff.
Orange for Owen isn't the only great thing being done here tonight in this game. Cedar Cliff, as they've done all year, led by Bobby Whalen for the second year in a row, are pledging money towards ALS. Each touchdown Cedar Cliff scores during the year, however much money is pledged by each individual person, that money will go into a pool that will be given to ALS at the end of the season. They're up to 17 total touchdowns, nearly $15,000 raised so far.
Thank you, Jeff. Of course, doing that for former Cedar Cliff quarterback, whose son was the quarterback last year at Trinity. We had a Trinity game last year, and we talked about that. So the two teamed up, and they did it last year. Both teams did it, both Trinity and Cedar Cliff. Now, he graduated, so now Bobby said, hey, I have another year, so we're going to do it again. They raised a lot of money last year for ALS, and they're doing it again. Bobby Whalen is running again. Good run there across to the 45-yard line, or close to the 45, gets down at the 44.
Trying to set the tone early, Coach Gillen. Again, this is what worked for them in the second quarter. Get Whalen in at the quarterback position, familiar with it, and here he is right out of the chute. Takes the snap, and nice gain of 5 yards on first down.
Second down now for the Colts. Dare sends Morris in motion. They hit Morris on the screen. Morris has running room across midfield. First down and more into Crusader territory. Down to the 42-yard line. A Capital Blue Cross first down. Pickup of 18 yards of the screen pass to Raheem Morris.
Talked about Raheem Morris right there, wide open. He can catch the ball out of the backfield, and that's a great throw there by Chris Dare, as this offense for Cedar Cliff wants to seize back that control that they had in that second quarter before the late score by McDevitt.
First and 10 from the 44. Bobby Whalen takes the direct snap, and there's a penalty marker down. That's going to be late, and you see the gesture there by Jordan after Whalen's 7-yard run. Might have some extra yards. Looks like the flag could go against Julian Jordan.
After the play, we have a personal foul on the defense. That's a 15-yard penalty, first down.
So watch number 2, right up there top of your screen. They get after it a little bit, and right in front of the referee, the little push by Julian Jordan, and that's 15 extra yards, and Cedar Cliff in business. Penalty marker down, illegal procedure. They jumped a little early. The offense moved first.
False start on the offense.
False start on the offense will move them back 5 yards. It'll bring up a 1st and 15. This is a key drive for the Colts. They were down 21-0 after the first quarter, scored 16 unanswered to get back into the game, and here have an opportunity to make this quarter their quarter to start the second half. Ball at the Crusaders' 28-yard line, a 1st and 15. Bobby Whalen at quarterback. Takes the snap, and he's going to run. Has the first down and more. Fights his way to the 20-yard line before he is stopped. Gets the ball up to the 20-yard line. Still a couple more yards to go, and gets it a few yards past the original line of scrimmage. You see the Whalen explosiveness, and he can take a hit as well. He drags a couple of McDevitt defenders with him. So now a 2nd and 7 on the 20-yard line. Dare back in at quarterback. Looks for Morris out of the backfield. Fires. Completion. Touchdown. That's Reynolds. Raheem Reynolds, his 3rd touchdown catch of the season from 20 yards out. Dare to Reynolds for the touchdown.
And you saw the quick pass right there. The pressure was coming on. Dare knew he was going to take a shot on this pass, but got the ball out to Reynolds and in for the score. And Cedar Cliff sends a message right out of the chute. There it is. The pressure coming in. Dare knew he was about to take that hit from Donnelly, but still gets the ball to Reynolds and in for the score. A great start to the second half for the Colts.
Dare with the quick release. The extra point is up, and it is good. And the Colts strike first to start the second half. Dare to Reynolds. It's 28-23. Chris Dare with 3 touchdown passes on the night, 2 to Bobby Whalen, and the last one just a few moments ago to Raheem Reynolds. Reynolds' his 3rd touchdown catch of the season. Featherlaw group, kickoff. Again, the ball must be slippy because everyone's having a hard time handling the football on special teams. McDevitt will have it and try to answer the Cedar Cliff touchdown.
And then they were kicking off in that first half and giving McDevitt the football. They drive down and score, and then you wonder, and Cedar Cliff gets it right to start the second half here, Phil, and they answer. They come right back in the second half.
Got to ask yourself about Chris Dare, the quarterback for Cedar Cliff, getting more and more confident. Last week, 21 of 25, 297, 4 touchdowns. Tonight he has 3. That's 7 touchdowns in a game and a half. That's pretty impressive. He's really coming into his own as a quarterback. The Colts defense getting a little nasty on Reyes Diggs. They said the ball was knocked free. That's ball with the ball, but not the case. Reyes Diggs was stopped right at the line of scrimmage, and the Colts defense fired up.
Yes, they are, and there it is. Number 42 on that play is Kevin Lusk, the linebacker, teaming up with his buddy Ball there. And you said it's, you know, Phil, it transfers from offense to defense. The defense watched the offense get down that field, score that touchdown, cut into that deficit, and now they want to be the ones to stand up on the other side of the ball, hold McDevitt here, and give their offense another chance, get them back out on the field quickly.
2nd and 10. Deal. Fires. Burnett with the completion and gets out of bounds, the 31-yard line. Burnett now with his 5th catch of the night.
Cintron and Heupel right around Burnett on that pass. But you can see the confidence in this defense. There are a pair of Colt jerseys waiting right there for Burnett to get that pass. But the confidence of this Cedar Cliff defense is beginning to show here in this 3rd quarter.
Burnett 5 catches and a touchdown, 4-yarder back in the 1st quarter from Deal. 3rd and 5, big 3rd down from the 31. Deal. Ball is intercepted for the first time this season. Chase Deal is picked off. Mason Heupel with the interception. First interception of the year thrown by Deal.
And right there, Mason Heupel all night long. You don't want to say he's been picked on, but you know what? He's been in coverage against these great receivers. And this time, the ball thrown. And what a great grab. Got the one arm, got his left arm out there to pull it in. He was with Burnett. Take a look at this play by Heupel. There it is. The left arm just kind of corrals it, brings it in for the interception. And the Colts defense comes up big.
Heupel with the pick, going to Burnett. Deal's first interception of the season, and momentum right now is favoring the Colts. 1st and 10 from their 35. Bobby Whalen, 15-yard gain up to the midfield. Bobby Whalen goes for 15 yards, and things are getting a little chippy down there on the field. Capital Blue Cross 1st down.
And Phil, when you think about this play, they've run it so many times here in this football game. It's just the snap to Whalen. You got to give credit to that offensive line of Cedar Cliff because he seems to be gaining 10, 12 yards on that one specific play as you go back to Dare, quarterback.
Whalen is the wideout top of your screen. Morris in motion. Dare will keep it himself this time and gets 2 yards into Crusader territory to the 48-yard line. Bobby Whalen with 2 touchdown catches tonight. And as you said, Colin, he's been very successful when they've gone out of the shotgun. It's, you know, everybody in the stadium knows he's going to run the football in that case, and he's done it, I would say, at an 8-9 yard average here tonight. 2nd and 8. Colts in Crusaders territory, down 28-23. Whalen again, up the middle, puts his head down, breaks some tackles. Another 15-yard gain by Bobby Whalen. Look at that reaction by number 14. Capital Blue Cross first down, and the senior's feeling it.
He is, and we talked about him. You know, the supporting cast can do so much when this guy gets going, and when Bobby Whalen gets the football in his own hands, he is just relentless as he breaks 2 tackles and just keeps the legs moving. Bobby Whalen is a leader out on the football field on offense and on defense, and right here you're seeing him in this 3rd quarter try to seize control of this game by himself for the Colts.
Dare back in under center, 1st and 10. From the 32, Morris, right side. Picks up 4.5, 5 yards in the carry. Morris, 3 games out of 4 this year, has gone over the 100-yard mark, averaging 109 a game, averaging 5.5 a carry. Look at that McDevitt defense, a little bit on their heels right now as the Colts are pushing things. Deal to Reynolds touchdown earlier in this quarter, and they're looking for more points and looking for their first lead of the night. Down 28-23. Dare, pressure, has to fire it. Throws it off quickly. Ball was the receiver out there. Claire was on coverage on Ball. Smart move by Dare, who only has 1 interception this year, to recognize that he was in trouble to get rid of that football.
Yang. Earlier this week, Coach Gillen talked about that. It's the heads-up play. It's how he's grown into the position. And on that play right there, rather than force anything, rather than turn the ball over, what does he do as he gets, you know, a little talking to from his coach Gillen as he goes back out into the huddle, is he throws the football away. Give yourself another chance here on 3rd down and 7.
Very smart play by Chris Dare. 3rd and 7. Whalen's in the slot, top of your screen. Watch for Whalen. They go to Whalen. Incomplete. Coverage by Jordan on Whalen, could not connect.
No, he couldn't, and that play's worked a couple times tonight, Phil. We've seen it earlier on in the game. They're looking for number 14 on a play like that on a 4th and 7 here, and they're gonna go for it here, Phil. And why not? It worked for them earlier in the first half when they went on 4th down, and who else caught it on the other end but Whalen? It was again Dare to Whalen. So keep an eye on number 14. You can bet the McDevitt defense will.
Whalen with 2 touchdowns tonight from 26 and 27 yards out. This one will be a 29-yarder. They're on the 29-yard line, 4th and 7. Dare, here comes the pressure. Screen to Morris, couldn't come up with it. Morris would have had a lot of running room, probably would have had a touchdown, but Dare threw it a little too far for Morris to get under it, and they turn over on downs.
Great play call here as Dare sees the pressure coming. He needs to get rid of it and just past the outside stretched hands of Morris. And you're right, he had just nothing but green turf in front of him.
Tate Myers has been pretty active defensively. He's been in on Chris Dare a lot in that last drive. Senior linebacker for the Crusaders. So a turnover on downs. Bishop McDevitt has the football back with a 28-23 lead. And 6:12 remain, 3rd quarter. Their own 29-yard line. Let's see what Chase Deal can do through his first interception of the season. Becker with his 5th catch, and he has speed. Becker in open field. It's a horse race. It's a foot race, and he's gone. Becker, touchdown. Becker's 11th touchdown of the season. You give Becker a little bit of room, and you're going to pay for it. There you see the speed on the Planet Fitness touchdown Tynus Becker takes it to the house.
And here it is, Phil, right there. There's the one move, and then the cut back inside on Whalen, and there is Becker. And once you get him out in the open field and he gets that speed going, forget about it. He's headed to the end zone, but what a player in Tynus Becker.
71-yard touchdown. Deal to Becker. Extra point is up, and it is good. Bishop McDevitt answers the Cedar Cliff second half touchdown. That's Becker going from 71 yards out for 6. Chase Deal his 20th touchdown. Tynus Becker, 71 yards. Becker's 11th touchdown of the season, 6 receiving touchdowns on the year, and that ball goes out of bounds on our Feather Law Group kickoff. It's time for our Beltone Graham Cam. Beltone grandparent cam, and there are the Wechters. Mrs. Wechter on the left, and his mother-in-law there on the right. They're in Graham Cam. A lot of grandchildren in the Wechter family. Good to see the Jeff Wechter's mother and mother-in-law sitting together, getting along nicely, enjoying this game tonight.
Stay away from that.
Our Beltone Graham Cam, always a highlight of Friday Night Rivals, third quarter. McDevitt up 35-23 after the Chase Deal's 20th touchdown. So he throws his first pick, not bothered by that, comes back, great drive, gets the ball to Becker. Becker does most of it with his legs. Chase Deal having a good night. 3 touchdown passes and ran for a touchdown from 35 yards out. It was accounted for 4 touchdowns on the night. Short kick. Colts will fall on it. Our Feather Law Group kickoff, and that's where they'll have the football at the 38-yard line.
And you heard Coach Gillen talk about it going to half. You know they're going to get big plays. You know they have the guys out on the field with Deal and Burnett and Becker, who just ran it in for the touchdown. You know, it's a matter of now how Cedar Cliff will respond. Obviously, they did well in the second quarter when they were down 21-0. They come out here early in the third, get the touchdown to cut into that deficit. But now, again, facing that adversity, getting the touchdown from Becker, and come right out, and it looks like it will be Whalen in the shotgun.
We've seen this before. We know what Bobby's going to do when he's in the shotgun. He's going to run the football, and Whalen gets 6 yards on the run. Whalen split time last year at quarterback. Just follows his blocks. Again, someone described Bobby Whalen as a Swiss Army knife. What a perfect description, because he can really do it all. They line him up all over the field. Now he lines up, top of your screen is the wide out. Dare back in at quarterback, but wherever they can get the ball, and that's what the coaching staff, Coach Gillen and his staff, do a great job of disguising where he is. And this is Morris on the run, has running room. Morris is going to take it to the house. Raheem Morris with the touchdown. It was a matter of time. We've been talking about how impressed we've been with Morris. He takes it all the way to the house for the touchdown. Morris breaks one for the score, the Planet Fitness touchdown.
5'9", 165. We have been talking about him, Phil. He's had some hard-earned yards tonight. He's also caught it out of the backfield. But look at this speed right here, and a great cutback there on Burnett. And once number 31 gets ahead of steam, forget about it, and off for the score. But it's just a matter of time, and it just happened there.
54 yards out. Morris with the touchdown run. And the point after is good, and we have a wild one. Back and forth we go. Here goes Morris from 54 yards out for his 4th touchdown run of the season. Bishop McDevitt up 35-30 after the touchdown run by Morris. Morris, 6 touchdowns now in the season, 3 rushing and 3 receiving. And as I said before, 3 out of the 4 games this season over 100 yards, and most likely going to go over 100 yards rushing again here tonight. So that'd be 4 out of 5 games Over 100 yards rushing for the junior, Raheem Morris.
Talked about him last week with the 166 and 2 touchdowns. And then, you know, this is a guy that against Calico sparked a little bit of a rally in that game with a run. Had 17 rushes, 104 yards, and a touchdown. So this is the big play potential for Morris.
Against Calico, they were down 28-0 after 3 quarters, and they scored 21 unanswered and made it a game against Calico. Did not give up in that game in week 2. Short kick. The Featherlaw group kickoff. Bishop McDevitt will have the football back and see what they can do with it. Let's head down to the field to Jeff. Jeff, you've been busy with a lot of great highlights here tonight on Fantag.
Yeah, fellas, you said this game has been chock full of highlights. So much offense, so many big plays in this game, and you can keep up with all of that by downloading the app Fantag. Whether you're in the stadium here at Bishop McDevitt or sitting on your couch at home watching the game on CBS 21, you can keep up on Fantag. You click on the Cedar Cliff at McDevitt game. The highlights will populate. I'm a team tagger for tonight, so my highlights will be populating in your feed.
We could highlight that play. Reyes Diggs tracked down in the backfield for a 3-yard loss.
Justin Resto.
Resto's made some big stops tonight. That's now 5.5 tackles for a loss in the season for Resto.
I mean, he forced the fumble that led to the safety, and then here, I mean, number 70 has been getting pressure, and a great tackle right there on the run by McDevitt.
Fantag, pretty cool. You see these highlights come up right after they happen. Jeff is tagging them, and you can check them out. Check out Fantag. Completion to Burnett, midfield. Burnett makes a move, stutter step, back to the 45-yard line, and he is stopped by Bobby Whalen, brought down. Forward progress will have him at the 45-yard line in Colts territory, but a Capital Blue Cross first down. Burnett's 6th catch of the night.
Yeah, he could have set up camp the way Chase Steele had plenty of time to throw the football and just let guys like Burnett get open. That's one of the things that they've improved with over the years, running routes and finding ways to get in the open field, and that's exactly what Burnett did, and Deal hit him, and you just saw the athleticism just gaining that extra yards before Whalen brought down Burnett.
McDevitt up by 5 in this very entertaining back and forth game. 35-30, 3:45 remains, 3rd quarter. Colts showing pressure. Here comes ball. Reyes Diggs makes a man miss, still on his feet. Nice run by Reyes Diggs. 8-yard pickup on that carry. Good job by CJ to follow his blocks.
Yeah, Resto comes up with the tackle, but you got to give credit to that offensive line. Carter, Christopher O'Grady, Dewar, Morgan, and Barnes. I mean, if you just watch him follow those blocks up front, that's exactly how Reyes Diggs picked up a nice gain there, 8 yards on first down.
Got behind O'Grady. Who wouldn't want to get behind him? He's 6'3", 310. Sign me up to run behind him. Reyes Diggs taken down to the turf. A little shake of the head there by Donovan Ball, who's had a big night. Over 40 tackles, leads the team in tackles. Donovan says, no, not on my watch.
No, not at all. And Donovan, number 40, was just waiting for him. There's the handoff. He sheds the block that he was supposed to be taken out of the play with. And Reyes Diggs, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Balling on that play.
3rd and 2 from the Colts 37. Deal. Ball's batted down at the line of scrimmage. Tipped and knocked down. Good job by the Colts defense.
Isaiah Tirado looked like number 54, looked like he came up with that. Tirado, yep, gets his hand right up there. It was intended for Becker, Phil. I mean, he was looking for number 6, and he had him, but always keep your hands. And what do those coaches tell you? Keep your hands up in the air, and that's exactly what Tirado did.
Tirado's only 5'6", so he showed his leaping ability as well. To leave his feet and have his hands up to knock the Deal pass down. 4th and 2. Deal's going to run for the first down. Has the first down and gets out of bounds at the 30-yard line, and that'll move the sticks.
Another great play by Deal, because that was a tough snap, bad snap right here. Watch this. It gets away, picks it right up off the hop, and here he goes, turns the corner, eyes for the first down, and gets it done. That is what a quarterback, a senior quarterback, a leader does for your football team, and Deal has now done that a couple times tonight.
That was a 6-4-3 double play hop. First down for Deal and the Crusaders. The Colts 32-yard line. Deal looking downfield, fires, incomplete. Trying to come up and get it. One thing about Deal is he waits and waits. Man, he looks for his receivers downfield before taking off.
Yeah, Roulier was the one he was looking for. Threw a touchdown to him earlier in the game, and here it is. And there's Herb working the sidelines for the... There he is right there.
Are you okay, Herb? Give us a shake. All right,
he's good.
All right.
Sticking with the play. You got to give him credit.
Laie has a touchdown and had to try to come back to save Chase. Laie is the backup quarterback. We saw him play last year when Friday Night Rivals was here against Central Dauphin East when McDevitt had a huge win that night to end the regular season. And he got some playing time at quarterback. Deal across the middle, completion. Ball's, you know, it's going to be, is it going to be ruled a catch and a fumble? It is. Catch and a fumble, a turnover. Bobby Whalen fell on the football, and the Colts have it back.
Whalen made the hit too, so number 14 coming up. Look at him, he is fired up, hitting his helmet. If you take a look at this play, 14 was all over it for Cedar Cliff. He comes up with the hit and then also recovers the fumble. Here it is right here. There is what they say would be the catch. There's number 14, knocks the ball loose of Becker, and it keeps rolling, and Whalen jumps on top of it.
Wow. So Becker was the one who had it in his hands, and Whalen was there to knock it out, and Bobby Whalen taking over the football game. Direct snap to Whalen. Straight ahead. Whalen ends up getting 4 yards. Second down coming up. 1:50 remains, third quarter. Colts down by 5 with the football.
Number 14, he's expending a lot tonight, but
can you believe he's going to play baseball the next level? Louisville, wow. Division I baseball player, but he's sad not to see him out in the football field. He's been dominant the last few years for Cedar Cliff. Dare back in. Gives to Morris, cross midfield. Morris still on his feet, breaks a tackle, shake and bake. He's still going down to the 30-yard line. What an effort, Raheem Morris. Capital Blue Cross first down.
Whalen is contagious because he's give the ball now to Morris. 31, he says, look, I'm going to give it all I got. Here he is, breaking through, sheds a tackle, just gets spun around, just keeps those legs moving. So much power for number 31, and the Colts digging deep as they drive down this football field trying to take the lead here late in the third quarter. Phil, the energy of this Cedar Cliff team taken to another level.
Raheem Morris now over 100 yards on the night. The 4th time he has done that in 5 games this season. 1st and 10. Colts, the Crusaders' 30-yard line. Morris steps up and gets the handoff from Dare. Good first down run, powers ahead. Pick up a 5 yards on the first down carry by Raheem Morris. Coach Gillen talking to his senior quarterback, Chris Dare. Dare, who has 3 touchdown passes tonight. Morris has a 54-yard touchdown run. It's been a ton of offense. Very entertaining through 3 quarters. It's going to be an extra special 4th quarter coming up. This one far from being decided. Whalen's going to throw it this time. Corner of the end zone, touchdown! Whalen with the touchdown pass. This kid can do it all.
Unbelievable as he hits Reynolds.
Yeah, Reynolds' 2nd touchdown of the night.
The Planet Fitness touchdown, and Whalen sitting on that bench screaming. Watch this play. We talked about him being quarterback last year, so used to getting the run. We talked about Coach Gillen saying, we got to mix it up. This time we're going to the air, arms raised, and that's a touchdown toss for Whalen.
Extra point is blocked. Final play of the third quarter. This has been an entertaining 3 quarters, and Cedar Cliff has their first lead of the night, 36-35. Come back for the fourth quarter. It's getting good. For the first time tonight, probably the first time all season, Bishop McDevitt is not in the lead. Cedar Cliff has a 36-35 lead to start the fourth quarter on CBS 21's Friday Night Rivals, presented by Faulkner Subaru. Last year's game between these two teams came down to the final play to end it. McDevitt won it 28-21. Cedar Cliff had a chance to score a touchdown at the end of that game, but they were picked off in the end zone on the final play. Becker, the Feather Law Group kickoff, still on his feet to the 35-yard line. Let's head down to the field to Jeff. Jeff?
Phil, 7-3 wasn't good enough last year to get Cedar Cliff into the playoffs. However, this year 5A playoffs have been expanded. More teams get in. Coach Colin Gillen said he's happy to see that because he wants to see good football teams getting rewarded. Now taking the lead here, this win, if they were able to pull it off against McDevitt, would go a long way towards getting the Colts back to the playoffs where they want to be.
They updated their schedule, playing Governor Mifflin and Calico and Harrisburg and Hollidaysburg, so some bigger schools. See what McDevitt can do with the football. Completion to Becker, his 7th catch of the night to midfield, and a 12-yard pickup and a PHFA first down on Becker's 7th catch of the evening.
Yeah, Becker, who had a fumble earlier, but may not even have possession of the football there, but was called a fumble. Here's Becker with the reception. A nice play on first down as Deal and this offense need to respond to Cedar Cliff, and that Cedar Cliff offense, after trailing 21-0 in that first quarter, have outscored 36-14 the Bishop McDevitt offense.
Deal with 3 touchdown passes and has run for a touchdown. And Bobby Whalen has caught 2 touchdown passes and has thrown for a touchdown. So the playmakers have gone back and forth. Delay a game on Bishop McDevitt will move them back 5.
You know, Phil, if you look at the Faulkner Subaru's keys to the game, Cedar Cliff don't give up big plays. That's happened. Forced turnovers. They did pick off Deal. Bishop McDevitt stopped Whalen. They've had a hard time doing that and win the battle of the line of scrimmage.
Not only pick off Deal, but that fumble.
The fumble as well, yes.
That was huge. It led to the
and
touchdown.
And the safety.
Yep. Chase Deal, pressure, balls chasing him down. Deal keeps it himself, spins up to the 49-yard line. Had a run. There's a penalty marker down, another penalty on Bishop McDevitt. This is the Keystone Division opener for Cedar Cliff. Bishop McDevitt 1-0 in the Keystone Division. Susquehanna Township also 1-0, and so is Hershey going into tonight's games.
On the offense, 10-yard penalty from the spot of foul, repeat, first down.
In Keystone Division play in the mid-pen.
You know, Coach Gillen talked about, as you look at Coach Wechter, you have to hope Bishop McDevitt makes mistakes in order to stay in this, you know, with them and their high-powered offense. And you've seen the penalties on the offensive side of the ball and some mistakes there, which have helped. That you got to look at Donovan Ball.
1st and 23. The 36 for the Crusaders, down 1. Completion, close to midfield and caught by Burnett. Burnett's 7th catch of the season. Caught that football at the 48-yard line.
Just gonna look at Deal, and what a good throw this was as Burnett came back to the football. And a nice pickup there of really 13 yards.
Burnett likes the orange out that's here tonight. That'll be his colors for the next couple of years at Syracuse. .10:05 remain, 1-point game. Deal firing for Burnett, has him, touchdown! Deal to Burnett for 6.
We talked about it. These are the big-time moments for big-time playmakers, and Deal has it here. Dealing down the field to Burnett. Perfect ball. He got behind the defense, and you always have to have your eyes on number 9 in for the score. Just when they needed the big play, there was Burnett.
53 yards. Deal to Burnett. He hit Becker for a 71-yard touchdown. This one to Burnett for 53 yards. Deal now his 21st touchdown of the season. Burnett his 13th touchdown. They're going for 2. Deal throws the football. 2-point conversion, good to Burnett. And the Crusaders get back on the board and get back on top. Burnett, 53-yard touchdown grab from Deal. And the Crusaders are back on top, 43-36. The crowd at Rocco Ortenzio Stadium enjoying this game tonight. They don't know what to think. There's been so much offense. Good thing they changed the light bulbs in the scoreboard before this game tonight. A lot of points between these two teams. Feather Law Group kickoff to the Colts. Across the 35-yard line. Brought down, and that's where Colts will have things. Raheem Reynolds on the return. Kickoff. So Chase Deal, 4 touchdown passes, 1 rushing touchdown from 35 yards. He's having an unbelievable night. Chris Dare on the other side. He's been awesome as well. It's time for our Abel and Son Raise the Roof. The McDevitt cheerleaders, they're happy that their team's back on top, 43-36. They trailed for a little while, 36-35. Our Abel and Son Roofing Siding. Raise the Roof. Colts with the ball back, 1st and 10 from their own 36-yard line. That's Morris still on his feet, won't go down. Penalty marker after the play as a Colt player loses their helmet after Morris's 5-yard pickup. Have to wait as both of these teams are getting a little chippy now. There was some action that you didn't see off your screen that was downfield.
Right.
Personal foul on Bishop McDevitt. So they got to get those emotions in check.
After the play, we have a personal foul on the defense. After enforcement, we will have a first down.
That's been a couple of personal fouls on McDevitt. Those type of mistakes can really hurt you. Colts now in Crusader territory because of the penalties. 1st and 10 from the Crusaders' 44-yard line. Reynolds, who has 2 touchdowns in motion. Give to Morris, not much running room there. Good job by the Crusaders defense. Those front guys getting nasty up front.
Sawyer Morgan in on that tackle for Bishop McDevitt. As right there, stops the run early on of Morris. But Phil, you talked about earlier in the game. I mean, no matter how much offense, how many points McDevitt's put up in the first couple of weeks, for some reason, when these two teams play, it's a battle.
We're in a dogfight now, 4th quarter with a 43-36 lead. Chris Dare rolls out, gets the completion to Morris at the 39-yard line.
Great tackle there by Justin Piper. A lot of good things said about him by Coach Wechter this week. Piper playing well as he hits Reynolds out there.
Raheem Reynolds, who has 2 touchdown passes, has the completion in that play, but not enough. That was a great open field tackle. They could have got the first if that tackle wasn't made. 3rd and 6 from the 39. Whalen makes a man miss at the line of scrimmage, and a great second effort by Bobby Whalen. Short of the first down, 4th down coming, but somehow Whalen took that to no gain, to a gain of 4 yards.
And that's all hard determination, Phil. You look at it here. I mean, he has tried to be stopped at least 2 or 3 times, but Whalen just keeps chugging along. And what he does is, now instead of what would have been a 4th and 6, 4th and 7, it's only 4th and 1. So he gives his team an opportunity to get a first down and continue this drive and try to tie this football game.
4th and 1. 7:30 remain, 4th quarter. Bishop McDevitt, 43-36 lead, and the Crusaders want a timeout to talk it over. So Bishop McDevitt uses the timeout. They have 2 left. Cedar Cliff has 3 remaining in this 4th quarter, in a 43-36 game. Don't forget, coming up next week, trip to the Tri-Valley Conference. We heard from both coaches with our With the Coach, with Coach Catapio. Going to be a good one next week, Upper Dolphin and Susquehanna. Always great to see the Tri-Valley Conference teams. They don't have a lot of players on their rosters, but boy, do they play hard. And we'll be showcasing them next week on Friday Night Rivals, Upper Dolphin and Susquehanna. This has been an outstanding game, probably our best game of our season so far this year in Friday Night Rivals. Don't forget, we'll have our Select Collision Group Drive of the Game, our All Better Urgent Care Player of the Game, and our Champions Trophy presentation all coming up. But we have some football to be played and decided on the field. 4th and 1. Right up the middle, trying to get the first down. Push forward. Looks like he got it. Chris Dare, the quarterback, kept it himself. Goes behind his center. The push forward will give them the first down. So a PHFA first down on the Chris Dare quarterback keeper. Here's another look at that push by the offensive line.
Yeah, that offensive line up front, you know, that's all about will at that point. You need to get that just 1 yard to keep the drive going. And Cedar Cliff's O-line gets the job done.
1st and 10 for the Colts from the Crusaders 32. High snap to Whalen. He's back to retrieve it, throws the football, has the completion to Chris Dare. Dare down the field, straight arm into the end zone, touchdown. Wow. Whalen to Dare.
Is there anything Bobby Whalen can't do?
That's Chris Dare, the quarterback, with the straight arm after the snap over Whalen's head. Unbelievable.
Watch here. Here is the pass right here, but look at 57, the lineman downfield. So that could have been a penalty on Cedar Cliff. The officials missed that, and that leads to Dare going into the end zone. But when you look at it, Phil, wow, what a play by Whalen.
Yeah, when the snap goes over his head, at that point, you know, the play gets so extended out that wild things are going to happen. The point after is up, and it is good. Back on, oh, what a game. Wow. Chris Dare with the touchdown. We're all tied at 43 all on Friday Night Rivals. Bobby Whalen, 2 receiving touchdowns, 2 passing touchdowns in a 43-43 game. That was a big 2-point conversion by Bishop McDevitt, their last touchdown, to keep this thing tied. Feather Law Group. Kickoff to Becker. Becker in open space across the 40-yard line, and he's down. Penalty marker down. What a wild game. Another penalty on Bishop McDevitt. Penalties have been adding up here in the second half.
I mean, Phil, what an unbelievable display of football by both of these football teams.
Holding on the receiving team. 10-yard enforcement, first down.
I mean, the stars are out tonight for sure as you get a look here at the hold right there in the middle of the field on the run back by Becker.
I mean, so many stars on this field doing so many things. Cedar has 3 touchdown passes, caught a touchdown pass from Whalen. Whalen 2 receiving touchdowns, 2 passing touchdowns. 6:40 remain in this wild game, all tied at 43 here in the 4th quarter. Becker with the catch, still on his feet and then taken down. 8th catch of the night for Tynus Becker.
And Becker is on the ground and he is holding his ankle or calf right now even. And in a lot of pain, Phil.
Becker is down. 8 catches on the night, has a touchdown. With a 71-yard touchdown from Deal. It's 11th touchdown of the season. He is the injured player, or all better urgent care injury for Tynus Becker. Going to Old Dominion next year. Came into tonight's game with 18 catches. You can add 8 to that total on the night. He had a 74-yarder touchdown last week. Has a 71-yarder this week. And with the all better urgent care injury, let's take a timeout. We'll step aside. 43-43. We'll be back. All better urgent care injury for Tynus Becker. Take a look at it here on the replay.
Yeah, and you can see his foot just gets planted in the turf, and when the tackle comes in, it just rolls over. But you can see Becker was in a lot of pain along that sideline.
So taking a look at Becker, who has 8 catches on the night and a touchdown in a 43-43 game. This game has had a little bit of everything. Star watch tonight, Becker, Burnett, Deal. On the other side, Whalen and Dare, and also Morris. Reynolds has 2 touchdown catches tonight for the Colts. But all the concern right now is on the turf as they look at Tynus Becker.
Yeah, he's had just an unbelievable night. Just look like they're trying to help him up now, Phil. They help him off the field.
26 catches on the season. 11 touchdowns on the year. And there's a look of concern on the Bishop McDevitt side of people taking a look at the injury to Tynus being helped off the field. You can see that he's in a lot of pain. So the Crusaders will go without one of their top playmakers here in the 4th quarter in a tie football game. 43-43. 2nd and 3. From the 34-yard line for the Crusaders. Chase Deal gets hit from the blind side. Down goes Deal, and he had to feel that one. Justin Resto.
Big number 70, Phil, all night long for Cedar Cliff, has found his way to Deal, and he does it again as another big shot by Deal before he can get the ball away. And number 70 has made his presence known from this Cedar Cliff defense.
Chase Deal is going to be sore tomorrow. He has taken some hits here tonight. 3rd and 3. Deal, completion to Burnett, has the first down to the 40-yard line. Quick hitter to Burnett. Burnett's 9th catch of the night and a PHFA first down.
I mean, if you're Bishop McDevitt, you want to try to chew up some clock here. I wouldn't want to put the offense of Cedar Cliff back onto the field, especially with Whalen in the football game and what he's been able to do tonight. So engineer a drive over these next 6 minutes and try to leave as little time as possible.
Chase Deal, 4 touchdown passes and a 35-yard touchdown run. But he's paid for that. He's taken some hits tonight from the Colts. Watch number 40 there. Ball. He's coming. Penalty on the Crusaders again.
I think it was your watch.
Maybe one of the wide receivers lined up off the ball. And another penalty on Bishop McDevitt. Penalties have added up tonight for Coach Wechter's Crusaders. Moving back 5 yards, a 1st and 15, ball back down to the 35-yard line. Here comes ball on the blitz. Deal steps up on the run down to the 46-yard line. Ball was coming. Did you see 40, how quick he got to the backfield? Chase Deal immediately recognized it and took off.
Yeah, and Reyes Diggs had at least a little bit of a chip lock on him and trying to get him out of there. And right there, Deal just tucks it and runs and knows that he sees ball coming. And again, 25 helping out as well.
Now Deal is injured. Bishop McDevitt takes a timeout. Deal trying to work off that injury. So you already have Tynus Becker out, and now Chase Deal was shooken up a little bit on that play where he ran this tie 43-43 game. The Colts have come to play here to Rocco Hortenzio Stadium tonight at Bishop McDevitt. Colts 2-2 coming in. They lost to Cocalico in week 2, 31-21. They lost to Harrisburg, 46-13. Last week they beat Hollidaysburg, and they opened the season with a 30-0 win over Governor Mifflin. This is their first game in the Keystone Division. Bobby Whalen is one of the top players in the entire Central PA region. Not playing football, though, in the next level. He's going to play baseball. An outstanding baseball player will play at Louisville. Whalen with 2 receiving touchdowns, 2 passing touchdowns for the Colts. Let's see what Chase Deal, he has 4 touchdown passes himself tonight, can do with a 2nd and 4 from their own 46-yard line. All kinds of time for Deal. Now the white jerseys close in on Deal. Still on his feet. Back to the 20-yard line and just fires the football away. No, he did cut. Wow, coming back for the football. Jordan, the junior, comes back and saves the day for Deal. It looked like Deal was just throwing that ball away. Well, Jordan came back for it and made the grab at the 49-yard line.
I think we said, his mom said, he's the most intense and driven player you'll ever see. Look at this play by Deal. He should have been taken down 2 or 3 times. He doesn't. Gets the ball away, and a great catch by Jordan. That's just a strong will to win by Deal, making that play, keeping that play alive. I mean, just to be able to move around, keep his eyes downfield, keep looking to try to find some target, and he does.
Coming into this game, Jordan only had 1 catch, but it was a 74-yard touchdown. The ball was loose in the turf. McDevitt says they still have it around midfield. Bring up a 4th down. This is huge. 4:30 remain in this game. 43-43. 4th and 1 for the Crusaders. The ball at the 49-yard line. Coach Wechter talking to his senior quarterback, Chase Deal. Took over the quarterback position his sophomore year, and he replaced Bowers, who was injured. Big moment here for the senior in a tie football game with 4 minutes to play in the 4th quarter. He'll keep it himself, pushes forward to get the 1st down, and there's a penalty marker down. Looks like he got the 1st down, but we'll have to wait to see what the penalty's all about. Chase Deal on the quarterback keeper. Referees talking things out down at midfield. And we'll hear from our referee.
Dead ball, face mask. Here. Dead ball, unsportsmanlike. Here.
Offsetting penalties. Chase Deal will get the 1st down for his team, and there you see the face mask. Might have been Ball. 40.
Looked like it was Ball.
Pushing on Chase Deal's face mask. But Chase Deal The termination got him across midfield to the Colts 49-yard line and gives his Crusaders a first down. So now McDevitt working in Cedar Cliff territory. 1st and 10, 3:50 remain in this tie football game. Deal looking for Burnett, it's intercepted. Second pick of the season. And the interception for the Colts. Dorsey with the pick. And returns it into Crusader territory at the 35. How about that? Dorsey with the interception, Colts with the football.
Deal had no interceptions coming in, 2 tonight, and here it is, looking eyes downfield. Intended there for Burnett, but jumping right in front is Dorsey. And a great interception, just reading the quarterback's eyes, knew where he was going with the ball, jumps the route, and picks off the interception there for Cedar Cliff, and the Colts are in business.
Are you having a good time at home watching this one? Wow, here we go. 3:37 remains in this fourth quarter, tie game. Morris, right side, still on his feet, has room to the 30-yard line, and a great first down run by Morris. Pickup of 7 yards on that run. Morris over 100 yards tonight. Had the long touchdown run for the Colts and a very impressive first down run here.
And in his mind, you know, Coach Gillen has to remember 58 seconds it took Bishop McDevitt to score at the end of that first half. Leave as little time as possible if you're Cedar Cliff.
2nd and 3 after the 7-yard run by Morris. Morris again, straight up the middle, breaks a tackle, down to the 15-yard line. Morris explodes for a 14-yard pickup and a PHFA first down after the run by Morris.
Marsico comes up with the tackle, but a head of steam for Morris. And he has been a strong runner here in this second half for Cedar Cliff.
PHFA first down, 1st and 10 from the 16-yard line. Morris again, straight up the middle. Morris has a 55-yard touchdown run, over 100 yards for the 4th time this season here tonight, rushing the football.
I mean, how much credit do you have to give this Cedar Cliff team, Phil? I mean, down 21-0 in the first quarter. Have fought their way back here with 2 minutes to go, deep in McDevitt territory.
Jack Crisenberry, the field goal kicker for Cedar Cliff, 1 for 1 in field goals this year. Had a 22-yarder. 1:50 remain, 2nd and 7. Dare on the play action. Slides down. That's smart by the senior quarterback. Looked down and slid in front of Dre Donnelly.
And we've talked about that all night, how Chris Dare has, in his coach's eyes, really grown up and, again, continues to be a great leader out on that football field, but does not force anything, and that's probably what his coach is telling him right now. Look, we're in position, keep the ball, and that's exactly what he did.
3rd and 7. They're going to call timeout after they run a little bit of the clock down. As I mentioned before, their place kicker, their field goal kicker is Jack Quinsberry. 1 for 1 on field goals this year, hit a 22-yarder. 1:01 remain in a 43-43 game. We'll be back. CBS 21's Friday Night Rivals presented by Faulkner Subaru. 43-43 game. 1:01 remains in the fourth quarter. 3rd and 9 from the 15 for the Colts. Reynolds in motion. Dare hands to Morris. Morris inside run. Has a first down, still on his feet, inside the 5-yard line and down to the 2. PHFA first down. Morris, pretty nice play there after the timeout. Gets down to the 2-yard line.
That was a great play call right there as the snap here to Dare, and he just gives it off to Morris, who's been, again, just gaining yardage and, you know, just keeps those legs moving and puts his Colts team right on the doorstep. And you have to wonder here, like, just punch it in or run that clock down.
I think run some clock down. They're not in any kind of hurry. Tie game, 43-43, 1st and goal from the 2. Dare with ball in the backfield. Hand to Morris. Morris walks into the end zone, touchdown in from 2 yards out. Morris's 2nd touchdown of the night, and the Colts are on the board. And they have the lead, 49-43 with the Planet Fitness touchdown, 2-yard touchdown by Morris.
What a second half Morris has had for this football team. When he's gotten the rock, he has certainly rolled with it. And number 31, they go to him for the 2nd straight play, and he finds his way into the end zone for the touchdown. And along that sideline, a lot of celebrating for Cedar Cliff.
Big extra point coming for the Colts. 23 seconds remaining in this game. Extra point is up and good. With 23 seconds left in the 4th quarter.
You said it, Phil. 2013, they're only winning their last 10 games against McDevitt, and it was 49-41, another high-scoring affair, and here you are again tonight.
50-43 is the score. There's Tynus Becker leaving the game with the injury, being carted out. John Deere Gator. Not a good sign. You see the ice, you see the ankle iced up, and his teammates down by a touchdown. 7 points, touchdown and an extra point, 50-43. The Colts with the lead with 23 seconds left in this game. This game has been wild. We've seen it all. Another Cedar Cliff McDevitt game going to go down to the wire. High-scoring games, as you said, Colin. In the last 6 years, McDevitt has averaged 41 points in this series. Cedar Cliff has averaged 32 points in this series. And tonight, they put up 93 points between the two teams, 50-43. Feather Law group kickoff. The Colts with the lead with 23 seconds remaining. Their Keystone Division opener. 2-2 coming into their Keystone opener. McDevitt 4-0 entering this game. Good job by the Colts defense stopping Julian Jordan. He only picked up 8 yards on the return. Jordan stopped. And the Crusaders will have the football with 20 seconds left in the game, down 50-43. Chase Deal, 4 touchdown passes, ran for a touchdown, so counted for 5 touchdowns on the night. There's a look at Donovan Ball, who's been dominant defensively. You got to look at Burnett, who has 9 catches and a couple of touchdowns here tonight as one of the main targets. Pressure. Deal is sacked at the 20-yard line. The Colts put him on the turf. Anthony Jones, the senior, with the sack.
Deal trying to make something happen on offense there, looking downfield. He had about 5 wide receivers. Just, you know, you look at it and you look at the one side and you have Resto, who's had a big night all night. He tried to get in there, but then all of a sudden you have Anthony Jones working his way through. Plenty of time for a little bit there, but eventually it would collapse. And, you know, Jeff mentioned it earlier, Phil, what a statement this is from Cedar Cliff 5 weeks into the year.
A lot to do yet tonight on Friday Night Rivals. We have this final 13 seconds. Also our select collision group drive of the game, our All Better Urgent Care player of the game. Champions Trophy presentation with Jeff down on the field. Who's it going to be? Is it going to be Cedar Cliff or is it going to be Bishop McDevitt? Or are we going to have some free football here tonight?
You never know with this McDevitt offense what can happen in the last 13 seconds.
2nd and 18 after the deal. Sacked by Jones. Again, the playmaker you would think would have to be the man going to Syracuse, number 9, Burnett. Deal could get him the football. Fires Burnett's way and fires it short and out of bounds at the 47-yard line. Burnett was the intended target when it came up short to number 9, Nazir Was a little too far downfield for the throw by Chase Deal. Now 7 seconds remain with a 3rd and 18 coming up. Here's Coach Colin Gillen. This would be one of his biggest wins of his coaching career. He's done a tremendous job. I mean, really unbelievable, taking over for Coach Catafio and has led this program, but he realizes what he has in front of him.
See the look on his face with 7 seconds to go.
34-13 record at Cedar Cliff. Pass to Burnett. The catch at the 40-yard line. A shake, flips it, keeps the play alive. There's no time left on the clock. The ball is flipped to a lineman and picked up by a Colt, and this game is over. Ends on a crazy play, and what a huge win for Cedar Cliff. The Colts get the win 50-43 on CBS 21's Friday Night Rivals, and the student section, well, they've just charged the field here at Rocco Ortenzio Stadium to celebrate with their Colts. Oh, what a game.
Just unbelievable. What a comeback. I mean, down 21-0 early in this football game to fight all the way back. It says a lot about that program at Cedar Cliff.
Absolutely. Cedar Cliff with a 50-43 win over Bishop McDevitt. We'll be back to wrap it up on CBS 21's Friday Night Rivals.